holes.
Hangout is live.
So this is the magnet one, right?
No, the
Let's
Phase 5 is a
see.
magnet. That's a screw.
So you could just unscrew a little bit, and you're like, oh my god.
Well, you can actually unscrew it all the way out and then take it out. So it's a.
There should be.
Oh, so now it's a bullet button.
Yeah.
Why isn't
You
it showing up?
screw this in. How do you release the magnet?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to screw it in all the way.
Oh, but
Yeah.
now this will release it. Oh.
Did he just he had orgasm.
Well,
No? Yeah.
Maybe one of those mags. I'm not gonna put it in a bag.
Here. Mag.
oh yeah, he's got. I was gonna show you the next
Oh, look.
Does it fit?
Yep. And then you go.
Mine's like right up here.
Let me feel the weight.
I know.
Oh, I can't find it.
It's okay. No
Is
worries.
that your shoe collection?
Yeah.
Dang.
It's a little crazy.
Just go in there. It doesn't even look that impressive.
It's a little crazy right now.
We have one viewer, and I'm trying to figure out who that viewer is.
Do you, what do you need? Is
I'm-
this too short?
No, I'm good. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. It's. I mean, as long as no one goes that way.
Well, we have an extension cord.
You're so sad. One, you can borrow it for now.
No, man, I'm good.
Just so you have, how it's supposed to be.
Oh, I have 13 viewers, and I have no clue who they are. There it is.
You okay?
Whoa! All right. Hey, look,
This was a lot.
Mickey's on there. Mickey, what's up, man? He's probably gonna text me in like 2 seconds. Watch.
You have a battery in that.
Mickey,
Yeah, I do.
Did you fix my M14 yet, Mickey?
Just text him.
Mickey, my M14.
Is it charging?
You getting your
Yep, and look, Mickey just texted me. I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the viewer counter is delayed, brother. We're up to 15. Let's see. What are you guys doing behind me?
You only knew.
Mm-hmm.
For you video editors?
Why?
Oh my god.
Huh?
So much work.
What work?
Editing videos?
Oh.
Because I'm trying to edit.
She's editing videos from our Japan trip.
Oh yeah.
It's dude, she'll like stay up like all night.
That's one of the topics we'll be talking about today, guys. I know you guys are. Yeah, it does.
I know
And
a couple people that say
Let's see.
How much
if you want like explosions and
It's like
digital
I
sounds.
record everything on my iPhone.
Are you gonna put your
So
little
it's really
parts in there?
You know?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
absolutely. Are you eating hot sauce?
No, I'm eating.
Who did it?
Oh, okay.
You guys were supposed to
Yeah,
work,
I did
but
it for
I got
all.
canceled.
Dude, that's clean as fuck, man.
So
All right. So let's
You want me to warm it up?
let's see. Controls, got it. Volume's good.
So sad.
the next thing you do.
There we go. All right. So in the comments in the chat window, tell me how the volume is, how everything is before we get everything started. I know there is a little bit of a delay because I am talking to one of you guys right now. Yeah. So in the chat window, let me know how the volume is, and we'll go from there. So we'll take a second, and I'll introduce everybody here. Mags. No. What's wrong here?
Why is that frozen?
I stopped the video from processing on this side.
Mickey Martin. Dude, Mickey, are you in like some underground arcade? Why does it look like that? Look at his. What is that? You're in like
Sit down.
the
Sit
dirtiest
down.
arcade ever.
All right, MSJ Nation. This is the next edition of MSJ Live, MSJ Nation Live. With me here are a few of the CQBJs. To my left is going to be Fushizi. To my right is Andre, better known as ACF. And then coming in later on is hopefully Scotty P from the last MSJ Nation Live, Steve, that guy Steve, and hopefully another member of the guys that you guys call the CQBJs.
Cheesy. He's actually a dairy product.
He should be on the way. All right, I know there's a little bit of a delay, so we'll go back and forth. I do have questions to go through that you guys submitted on the social media channels. If you guys don't follow me on other social media channels, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, all milsimjunkie. Fairly recently, I have been active on Instagram. So if you guys are not following me on Instagram, just go there. I've been posting videos and pictures as of recently. So, which is kind of the reason I wanted to do this live stream, to let you guys know that I am not dead. Apparently, there was a big rumor going around I was dead, and I'm very much still alive, very much still playing airsoft. A lot of you guys thought I got out of the game. I didn't. If anything, it's quite the opposite. But we'll go over that here in a second. I'll let these guys introduce themselves and what they're doing behind me. What are you guys doing?
Oh, nothing.
Playing with a lower receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah, for my Polar Star.
Polar Star? No, dude. We can talk about real still here.
Oh.
Why are you guys hiding it?
I'm not doing I'm done.
What did you just build? Why don't you show the viewers what you just built?
It's a Polar Star.
It's a Polar Star. 4,000 rounds per second. You know, just because that's what's cool nowadays.
At 4,000 feet per second.
What volume sounds like Ariana Grande's voice? What? Weiler, what's going on, man? So there's 33 of you guys in right now. Before ACF talks about what he brought over for everybody to see, I just want to preface that there'll be a set of questions I'll be answering from you guys, and if someone's asking it in the chat window, and I've already answered it, I want to make you guys, the 33 of you guys or so, the admins, and kind of just answer it for me or tell them to go back to this video at a certain timestamp. All right, that being said, ACF, show them what you got, bro.
Oh, it's an AR-15.
Real steel, and kind of show off what you did with it.
I didn't do much. I try to keep it as light as possible, but as you can see from the optic, which I just got today, didn't work out. I think with the mount and the optic by itself, it's about a pound over. So
what was the lower?
The lower's from Aero Precision. So is the upper. I got from a local store here in Stockton. Great guys. Check them out if you're ever in Stockton.
Oh, that's the Aries break, huh?
Yeah, majority of the parts in here are from Aries. Aries Armor.
Aries Armor, I believe San Diego, Southern California, right?
Yeah, somewhere in SoCal.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that the place that makes Aries airsoft guns?
No.
No.
Rail itself is from ALG Defense, which I think they got kind of a video of it. You can find a bunch of videos of them online. Sister company to Geisley. Was it Giselle? Giselle, yeah.
If we're pronouncing it by spelling.
So that's about it, yeah. Nothing too crazy. Try to keep it as light and basic as possible, but it didn't work out. So.
And his scope can have a boner.
Yep.
And Fu, you're kind of building your own one right now too, right?
Actually, I'm finished. It's one of these, what they call a ghost gun. It's actually, I have adaptive camouflage on the rest of the gun, but I haven't put it on the rest of it, but that's basically how it stands.
All right, so I'm just pulling up some questions here. Sorry. The chat window kind of went live on us out of nowhere as we were kind of just talking. Let's pull up stuff here. All right, sorry, kind of disorganized and kind of last minute. And one of the reasons why we wanted to do this live stream is because a couple weekends ago, we were playing airsoft, and we all got together and we just started talking about some of the things that we saw while playing airsoft that were a little bit different. We saw, some of the attitudes and some of the styles of, and not necessarily a bad thing, but it was a topic of conversation. Thank you. a topic of conversation that we had for a long time, and as a group, and we wanted to I wanted to kind of address these things that I saw while playing airsoft recently. And I just wanted to discuss the whole state of airsoft, and I wanted to let you guys know I'm still alive, and what I've been up to. And but yeah, you know, it's just kind of me updating you guys, me hanging out with you guys. The last time we did this, a lot of you guys tuned in, even super late at night. I know some past your bedtime, past a lot of people's bedtimes. But in any case, I'm appreciative of you guys, appreciative of the community, the MSJ Nation as a whole. And I just wanted to say hi, say hello. So I see the chat window, people are coming on and saying what's up. I never realized your head is pointy. Sad company with helmets. Thanks, John. I'm good for now.
Okay.
Thank you. But yeah, you know, so on Instagram, I asked you guys to give me a set of questions for me to answer. I mean, they can range from a lot of things. They can range from anything about airsoft, anything about real steel, anything about what I'm doing. And look, it's cheesy.
Dairy product.
But yeah, so we're kind of just hanging out today. As these guys trickle in, there's more people here. And yeah, so one of the first questions here, ACF, pick a random question real quick.
My dog's favorite yours.
Cheesy,
You
guys.
guys really did fried chicken, huh?
Of course.
Okay.
Pick one.
I like this one.
Pick one, and then we're gonna answer it.
Pick one.
Hola.
I think we need to dip into the life of milsimjunkie here. Milsimjunkie.
Which one?
You probably already answered it, but why have you slowed down the airsoft, bro? Task Force Buckeye.
Task Force Buckeye asks, you have probably already answered it, but why have you slowed down airsoft, bro? Plain and simple answer. Hold on. Plain and simple answer is airsoft didn't slow down. Hold on. Airsoft didn't slow down. Just the YouTube channel, the videos, they stopped almost completely. It took us actually, it's been 10 months since the last time I actually produced a video, and I didn't stop playing airsoft though. A lot of you guys have seen me on and off the field, either at the regular gun range or playing airsoft at Game Pod, at West Coast Adventure Park, at Galt, Yucas Field, which I believe they reopened. I haven't been there in a minute.
Now.
Oh, okay, it's back. And yeah, I still play airsoft. I don't want you guys to think that stopped. As a sports shooter enthusiast, that continued. It just, the videos started to, they just stopped because I wanted to focus on playing airsoft rather than producing a video. You know, it became more of a job rather than a hobby. It took a toll on me. A little bit about me is that when I do something, especially like video editing like that, you can sit down, Cheese. When I do something like that, I put, and these guys can tell you, when I devoted a lot of time to editing video, to you know, a lot of time behind the scenes, making the videos happen, and that took a toll. And what ultimately ended up happening was I did more of that behind the scenes stuff rather than actually play airsoft or do any of the shooting sports. And that kind of took a toll on me, and you know, one of those things had to go, and I kind of scaled back the airsoft videos and just focused on playing, just because the sport is why I got into shooting sports in general, airsoft and guns in general. And when I stopped doing that, it really, I don't know, it killed it as a hobby for me, and I needed to refocus on that. And so I just put all my efforts back into the shooting sport aspect of it rather than the video producing of it. And yeah, then that's kind of just what's happened to me. But yeah, that's the main reason why I haven't been active in 10 months, as some of you guys have teased me about till no end. But you know, I'm still here. I still produce videos. I will be producing a video This is kind of the announcement. I will be producing videos still. Maybe not on the grand scale of every week, every day, every weekend, but when I'm at a field and I have my camera, I'm gonna film and play airsoft. I do intend to go to ops in the future, but any large scale ops, no, not any in the future. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me if I'm going to Broken Home or any ops out east. I do not have anything on my itinerary that where I will be going. I plan to keep everything relatively local here to Northern California, and just play the sport to play the sport. And by all means, you guys can, if you guys see me, I see you guys looking at me, say what's up. Don't be scared. These guys are all friendly. We're all here to play and have fun at airsoft. And but yeah, that's the main thing. Hopefully that answers that. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments in the chat section. I'm looking at the chat window. You guys are hilarious. All right, Dre, pick another one.
Oh, I don't know if you covered this last time. I like this one.
So, man,
from Gage Ferreria. How did you and the CTPJs meet? I know you've been playing with some of them since late 2010 because of the videos, and yes, I've been watching you for that long. Also, funny story, I actually met the older lady. That's not one of your. Okay, anyways, that's the question. So,
how did we all meet? Older lady at CTP City. Anyways, before we get in here, so this kind of pertains to you as well too. All right, so the question was by Gage Ferreira. Sorry for not pronouncing this correctly.
Ferreira.
Oh, why is it focusing on Moneth?
Because I'm sexy. Did you break the internet?
Okay. All right, so how did I wow. Who? I met college, right?
Yeah.
College. We didn't go to the same college. I went to Sac State and he went to University of the Pacific. And he happened, we had met through a mutual friend, and then again at Ucasfield, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Him and the AEX guys, AEX Sacramento, Mickey Martin was there. He's in the chat window right now. Shout outs to Mickey Martin.
Mickey Martin used to wear a sweet Leonard Skinner hat when we would go play.
But this was early 2000?
2004 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
We actually just we figured out we had a lot in common. We love shooting sports. We like playing airsoft, and so from there we
just so you guys know, I met Arwen about then, and I remember the first day I met him, he had like this crazy oversized plate carry-on with one mag pouch.
Hey, you know what?
And he had a high cap mag in it.
There was nothing milsim about that.
I wanted to make fun of him.
There was nothing milsim about that.
Yeah. So just so you know, he came from pretty humble roots.
Yeah, I mean, we all start very humbly. Starting with ACF. ACF, sit down here real quick while you guys fondle your gear behind me. ACF and I used to work with each other.
Yeah.
Andre, we both came from retail, and I happened to strike up a conversation with him just in the store, and we started talking about guns and then airsoft, and he told me he was a chair softer. Yes, he was a chair softer. Hardcore chair softer, like had guns, everything built 100%, just has never played airsoft. And from there, I invited you out to go play airsoft. CQB City.
I didn't even know it was there. I was like, whoa,
yeah.
What's going on?
Played at CQB City and kind of hooked ever since then. And I met Scott through him. He'll be here hopefully later on today. I don't know. He's kind of MIA right now.
Scott's working.
Oh, possibly. And then Cheesy. Sit down, Cheese. Last name, well, we call him Cheese just because his last name, it's spelled like cheese. So we call him Cheese. Moneth, long story short, we all ended up volunteering at an airsoft facility. We were all refs at one point in our time. And Moneth was, well, except Fu. We all were refs, and then this guy right here kind of jumped on, and ACF, myself, and a bunch of other people were like, who is this guy? He kind of came out of nowhere, and
nobody can understand.
no, he just can't talk. So, long story short, we all started playing airsoft together because we all ref together. We became good friends. Really good guy, and we can't get rid of him. So yeah, that's how we met Cheese. And then Steve, if
Fanboy.
Steve was a fanboy. Steve was a milsim junkie. Steve was a milsim junkie fan. If you guys, it's in the videos. You will see the first day I met Steve was because he saw the videos, wanted to be in the videos, and then he kind of saw me with the camera and just wanted to be in front of it the whole time. Steve is a character. Long story short, he ended up coming on board, also reffing at the airsoft facility, becoming a ref, and then we all started hanging out together, and boom, we're all friends. We all kind of found this mutual bond in the shooting sports, whether it was real steel or airsoft. We shoot together a lot. We are not a team by any sort. I know you guys have called these guys the CQBJs, but you know, that's just the name. We're not a team. We're not, you know, anything. We're not looking to compete with anybody. We just go out to have fun. We happen to run, you know, certain gear that's the same, but that's just a preference just because we can share mags. All of us have, majority of us have AKs, AK airsoft rifles, M4s. You know, it just how happens whatever we want to run that day. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how we all met each other. Gage, thank you for answering that or asking that. Also, just looking at your Instagram, very cool Toyota. I think I said that to you before. That's him, yeah. Let's go ahead and you pick one, Cheesy.
Let's see.
While he's doing that, let's talk about. Okay, so hey, Dalton says I want to see ACF gets shot in the nuts.
I've only gotten shot in the nuts once. No, not from Scott.
No,
It's
Scott.
from a particular team that I won't name. And I got really mad that night. Very mad. But yeah, other than that, no one, yeah.
Plate carrier. Moving on, just moving to the questions that you guys have here. 3 Less Productions asks, what would be a good plate carrier? Honestly, there's right now, looking into it, there's tons of people that make plate carriers, from clones to, you know, China-made ones to, you know, American-made ones. It really goes down to preference. Personally, I'm just gonna let you know what I use. I use a Diamondback Tactical plate carrier, and then when I want to switch it up, I use a chest rig. Right now, since it is summer, I am using a head-on tactical chest rig. Head-on tactical. Actually, funny story about that guy. Andrew, head-on tactical, was one of the first, actually the first guy to sell me my first airsoft gun. He used to work at Airsoft Extreme. Small world. But now he makes nylon gear and headontactical.com. Big shout outs to him. But I use the plate M4 plate carrier, or sorry, not plate carrier, chest rig, M4 AK chest rig. I did a review of it. I don't know how long ago, but I did a review of it. It's on the channel. Watch it. Again, Diamondback Tactical is my plate carrier of choice. There's also, you guys seen me use the LBX 0094. I love that plate carrier as well too. But right now I'm running completely just chest rig. Dre, don't you run a Diamondback Tactical as well too?
I ran the Gen 1 and Gen 2 fast attack plate carrier. But currently I'm running just a standard Condor Ronin chest rig. Only because you start realizing you carry too much gear. We learned that in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we learned that. We had to downsize fast.
Yeah.
Broken Home 2?
Broken Home 2? Yeah.
Yeah, Broken Home 2.
That was 2-3 years ago?
Yeah. That was a fun game.
Yeah.
American Milsim. Shout outs to American Milsim. Moneth, just because your plate carrier is here, I saw you fondling it a second ago. Why don't you show off your plate carrier?
Oh, it's actually a new rig I'm trying out. This is a
Whoa, hold on. There we go.
U.S. Palms Desert Tractor. See, it's open to the back. Been running this as my lightweight everyday rig. Usually, normally I'll run a these guys a
yes, guys, he runs a chest rig every day, everywhere he goes. He does it. He's just saying that. What pattern is that?
So this one's actually, it's a unique color camo. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's actually it's called CB62. Funny story about this. We were at the Zert
Yeah.
HQ over out in
Zert HQ.
Las Vegas during SHOT Show, and they just had a couple of these come on the market, and
He swooped up like 8 of them that night.
I had to pick up a couple just because you can't get this anywhere in the United States. So
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that video, that's was a couple years ago during SHOT Show, back when Zert had an actual training facility. If you guys don't know what Zert is, wow, I'm a bad member. What's the website?
he's like, I don't know, it's
Zert.
just go to Zert.
Yeah. Yes, if I know some of you guys of the MSJ Nation are Zert members. Both of us are. Technically, I'm inactive, but he is very active. So if you guys seen him from the Northern California chapter, he is a Zert member. But that's what he runs. That's what I run. Foo. He's outside.
He's outside bar.
No, it's cool. Never mind. All right. So, Cheesy, did you choose a question?
Did you guys address this one yet?
Trigger hurt S&T. I see your comments, bro. I'm not gonna answer. Pretty explicit.
Did you address that one yet? Or?
Okay. This one's kind of good. I think we all kind of want to chime in on this one. How do you spell that? Say that name. Bod Dan. Am I spelling it? Bod Dan Munzer.
Dan Bilzerian?
No, not Dan. If Dan Bilzerian, I was like, hey, bro, doubt me. Bodan on Instagram. Yeah, that is a wicked name. He asks, and this is gonna be one of those questions where you guys are I'm gonna answer, and then someone's gonna ask it again, and you guys just chime in and be admins on it. But he asked, where'd that question go? What the heck? It's a good one too. Give me a second, guys. I lost it. There's a lot of questions on Instagram. There it is. Are you aware of the incident brawl that happened at Jericho Airsoft? If so, what are your thoughts on the situation? Do you think it will ruin the sport? This is something. As soon as I saw that video, because I did see that video.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah. This is something that I saw. As soon as I saw it, I immediately, we were in a group chat and we addressed it and we talked about it. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this live stream, just because, like I said earlier in the beginning, there's some things that I saw on the airsoft field, that I kind of wanted to talk about the state of airsoft, and this was one of them. The cheating videos or the brawl videos that I've seen lately pop up on my feed. In short, Bowden, will it ruin the sport? I think it's not healthy. I think seeing or highlighting that kind of stuff on Facebook or on social media or whatever, the more play that it gets, the more negativity it draws to the sport as airsofters, as a sport in general. Was that handled well by any party, from the person in the brawl, from the person filming it, to the refs, etc.? I think a lot of ways it could have gone 100% better. And in the group chat, I told these guys that, in the group chat, I told these guys that, things like this don't help anybody, and kind of like, and they only further the rift in airsoft that a lot of us see between the sport and the real still aspect of it. And I think we as a community are better than that. I think we as responsible players need to do better at policing ourselves, policing each other, and growing the community as a whole. I think that brawls and highlighting stuff like that, or highlighting cheater videos and stuff like that in the sport is in all honesty, I just think it's kind of bad. It's not going to ruin the sport, but more of it, more coverage of stuff like that is just bad. We need to remember why we are playing this sport. We are honoring the men and women that we mimic, that we want to be, and if you aspire to be that individual in the military or in law enforcement, by all means aspire to do that. That's awesome. But remember, we're playing a game of honor, and let's play a game of honor. Let's do so let's do so. Like, I think really what I'm asking you guys to do is just remember to play the sport. Remember why you want to play the sport is to grow as an individual, grow as a shooter, and play that sport. Did you want to chime in? Any of you guys?
I think one of the biggest things when I first started playing airsoft with these guys, and I understand people get angry, people get mad, but one thing that's kind of kept me into this sport, hobby sport, whichever, is the people. Had I not met these guys or anybody else that I've met prior to all the games I've ever played, if I've ever played alongside you or against you, I mean, just the amount of friendliness, like, you know, you kind of feel a brothership almost. I think that's one of the biggest things that keeps me playing still. And I mean, I see a lot of the videos. Yeah, they're entertaining to watch. I won't lie. But
hey, be honest, it's cool.
It's just one of those things that's like, wow, man, like I almost am kind of ashamed to say I play airsoft. You know what I mean?
Let's expand on that. Go ahead and explain yourself on that.
I mean,
Gun Fanatics, what's up, guys? Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. What's up, brother? We have another cool person in our midst, Gun Fanatics. You guys should go check out that Instagram. But go ahead, back to what you're saying.
I mean, we need to stop with all the negativity going on a lot of the fields. A lot of the videos are being posted. Should just stop. That way, we don't get like that light shined upon us as a bad light.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, everybody I've met so far up until this day since I started playing. I mean, I've never really gone into any confrontations, and if we did, you know, squashed it on the field.
Yeah.
Be adults about it, or
yeah.
You know, I remember remember Bobby from a field that we used to play with. A lot of these guys know Bobby. We used to go at it all the time, and eventually it got to the point where, you know, acquaintances, friends, things like that.
Yeah.
I just, you know, we just need to keep everything positive as far as the sport is concerned, not so much on the negative side. Otherwise, it's, you know, you say you play airsoft and you're getting made fun of, and not that I'm, you know.
You know, having, just to clarify, you know, I think I understand. You can clarify if I'm wrong. But in terms of having worked closely with a lot of people in the gun industry, those people definitely have their perception of what airsofters are. And videos and stuff like that, like how Bowden mentions, doesn't help that, you know, but there are people that you legitimately use airsoft as a trading tool, not only as a competitive sport, as it's grown into, and which I think is great. I just think that, you know, stuff like that, fighting and cheater videos, and, you know, the stuff that I see that floods my feed now, it's shocking. It's kind of like, man, really? Like, let's just play the game to play the game. Let's have fun. You know, a lot of the milsimjunkie videos are, they try to portray sportsmanship. You know, obviously we all get heated. I've gotten heated. I'm guilty of it. Like he said, he's guilty of it as well too. I've seen Monith get heated as well too. We all do, but we, again, have to police ourselves, have to police and you know, police how we carry ourselves. We are, for the most part, are growing adults in general. In that video, there were adults. You know, we have to be better human beings. We have to be better, responsible airsofters. And in eventuality, if you become a responsible armed citizen, be one. Don't be arrogant. You know, have your fun, but please be cautious about it. You know, Monith, did you want to chime in on the subject?
Yeah, you know, I'll chime in for it. So in regards to that video, I mean, you guys got to realize we're all kind of ambassadors to the sport. I mean, sure, everybody's aware that there's been a lot of legislation targeting airsoft for the past couple of years.
You've been adamant about that too.
Oh yeah,
very big adamant.
I'm a huge advocate because, you know, I've seen it happen in the firearms industry, firearms world. You know, it's going to happen to airsoft as well too. And what you guys got to realize is there's still not a lot of people that understand the sport of airsoft. And the problem with that is when they go on, they see these videos of people cheating, people fighting. It puts just a negative perspective on it. So to somebody that doesn't know what the sport is about, when they see that, that's all that they're going to associate airsoft with. So, you know, that's another reason why we really got to police ourselves. I mean, trust me, I understand about getting heated on the field, but you know, take that aside. You got to remember, it's still a sport. It's it's a game of honor. Squash it, take it home, learn to deal
Oh,
with it.
absolutely. I think like with any sport, competitive sport, basketball, football, if you guys want to take airsoft into that realm, yeah, you got to have sportsmanship. And a lot of that needs to be left out on the playing field, whether that playing field's soccer, whether that playing field's airsoft, whether that playing field is so-and-so. Have sportsmanship. You guys are there to compete against each other or complete objectives. Have sportsmanship. In these large-scale ops that I have attended, it's crazy to see, 150 guys versus 150 guys go at it, and then at the end of the day, fist bump. And that's kind of why I always did the make it rain. With the make it rain, it's everybody is the same. Everybody's shooting each other. Everybody's trying to be better than the other, and you got to admit when you don't get them today, you're gonna get them another day. And the whole cheating thing, yeah, I mean, it's always gonna be an issue. People not hit calling and in recent times I've seen some videos of where there are people overkilling. And I just think that's pretty ridiculous. If you guys have accused me of overkilling or overshooting somebody,
Me too.
what I mean? Like, from my point of view, I can't tell if it's CQB, for example. I'm going to shoot somebody until, they say hit. I'm going to stop. But I'm not going to sling, 40 BBs per second at them, or whatever. I'm not going to sling a rope of BBs at them. Definitely, in real steel training, or at least home defense reasons, you shoot until the aggressor, or whoever's confronting you, the threat is neutralized. That's how I was taught, and that's how I continued to shoot. But again, in airsoft, sometimes 1 or 2 BBs, they're not going to feel. If there's a couple follow-ups, it's fine. But like a rope of BBs, I just think it's unacceptable. Mana?
And it's going back on the overkill. I mean, it's definitely unnecessary. I mean, if you shoot a guy a couple times, sometimes they don't feel it, or they don't feel it, or it doesn't register. A lot of times is you're not giving them the chance to call themselves out.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
true.
I've seen
Absolutely.
plenty of situations where somebody's behind a bunker and they're just spraying all hell on the guy. Unfortunately, this poor kid can't call himself out because he's gonna get shot another 50 times.
Yeah.
So that's generally our rule of thumb is we'll give him a burst. If he does, they don't call themselves out.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't hit him.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And someone in the chat said, S Crusader said, we're all here just to have fun. And generally that's why we're here. We all kind of want to have fun. I think a part of why you guys enjoy the milsimjunkie videos is the outtakes. And that's why a lot of the videos at the end, actually all the videos at the end have outtakes hanging out, because you as an airsofter, you as a gun guy, a part of the shooting experience is hanging out with your buddies, these guys, the CQBJs, or whatever your team name is, or whatever you guys want to call yourselves. A part of the experience is hanging out, being with your friends, and that's a day, a 2-day, a 3-day, or whatever, how many days you want to play airsofters, or however long you want to play airsoft. That's time with your buddies, your quote unquote battle buddies in a sense. You were going to say something?
No,
this one?
Yeah, that one.
Zulu JXC asks, what are your opinions of Speedsofters? Oh, wow. I think the first time we encountered Speedsofters, Dre, was...
we're not going to mention the team or the game.
We encountered Speedsoft. Well, a couple years back, we encountered Speedsofters a while back, and we kind of just saw that as a growing kind of concern. It was more about speed shooting and just laying rounds down range to suppress, and I guess that's a style of playing. It's just something. It's something that I personally don't like it. There's a method of suppression, and then there's a method of just trying to play sort of like speed paintball. If you guys are not familiar with that, it's literally bunker to bunker, CTF type game. I mean, you can explain that, right? Like, is that the way how paintballers play in the sense?
Oh man, when I had left, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a whole different category playing.
Yeah.
But keep the categories separate. That's what I would recommend. I mean, when I stopped, it was getting pretty big. I'm more of I do like a close, fast-paced action. But I do like to keep a sense of realism in it. You know what I mean? When things are running at over, say, 17 rounds per second, it gets a bit.
Yeah. I mean,
overwhelming.
I guess the way I should answer this is that it draws away from the realism aspect out of it. Don't get me wrong. Yes, we have high cap mags. Yes, we have, guns that go insanely faster than, a real weapon. But when you start playing like that, right? When you start trying to literally speed around a corner just because you want to grab a certain flag or a certain, clear room, then it becomes less tactical and more fantasy in that sense. There's a fine line between that and you can have fun in either way, absolutely. But I generally don't. I don't play that style personally, and you guys, speedsofters can play however they want. Generally, I just don't see fun, especially playing the way that I play and these guys play, going against speedsofters. It isn't really fun for us. In terms of we try to hold our own as best as we can, but obviously when you've got a high rate of fire gun or a high rate of fire gun, and a guy that just all nothing but super high speed, it's definitely not fun to go against. Did you want to chime in, Cheese?
Regarding speedsofters, actually, I find it a little challenging. I mean, it's
okay. That's one aspect to look at it. Absolutely, I appreciate. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I started out at paintball as well too before I started going on to airsoft. So I'm a little more familiar with Speedsoft realm, but to me, it just adds another aspect to the game. Bottom line is though, if you cover your corners, if you covering your angles, if you're not sticking your chicken winging it out behind the barrier, you're fine. I mean, to me, it's just another style of gameplay. I mean,
see, and that's a contrast in opinions. Absolutely, I definitely seeing the way he plays. Just definitely seeing the way that he plays. We're gonna put that away there. Sorry, someone texted me. We're gonna put that away. Go ahead.
I'll reserve against it.
That's a good take, and I appreciate that input. A question I saw just a second ago, and I kind of want to answer is sponsorships. A lot of you guys asked, how do you get your team sponsored? How do you get so-and-so sponsored? I guess I guess I have some opinion on it, or some, I can shed some light on it. Wow. How do I talk about this? Sponsorships shouldn't fuel you. A lot of people are like, how do you get somebody to sponsor you, whether it's a store, a brand, or somebody to sponsor you? And I kind of find it funny in the sense that, when I initially started the channel, I was like that. I was like, all right, how can I get somebody to fund my habit as a junkie? How can I get this person X, this brand X, to give me something for free? And that was the entirely wrong way to do it. And I think you guys, the guys that are messaging in, are kind of taking that approach as well too. Is how do you get something for free? And I think that's the entirely wrong approach in general. You have to be able to build a brand, whether it's yourself, whether it's a team. You have to build a reputation, and no one's going to give you anything for free. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of persistence. But once you get a foothold somewhere, and once you've proven yourself somewhere, then approaching people should be easy. And then approaching brands and other X and X is also good. will become easy as well too. But that kind of brings me into another subject. Just go. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. She's like, do I open the door or not open the door? It's okay.
Oh, okay.
No. Oh, she left?
Is a wedding?
Okay. So back to sponsorships. That being said, sponsorships shouldn't fuel you. You know, they shouldn't be a driving force. It's great to aspire to do that. But in general, I don't think you guys should focus on that. You know, focus on the game, focus on being a player first and foremost, focus on building the sport first and foremost, building yourself, your reputation. And a lot of people are going to ask, who were your sponsors? Who sponsored you, blah, blah, blah. And plain and simple answer is I was never paid for any of the work that I did or anything that I, monetary amount, right? Technically, yes, I was part of Elite Force Pro staff, and technically, I enjoyed reviewing their products and doing all these things. But when certain brands, certain companies said, hey, when certain companies approached me and said, hey, let's give you this X and X product to try and test out. Absolutely. I mean, I did that as well too. And I never was single branded, like I only could drink Coca-Cola or drink Pepsi or drink, I never was that person. I love the guys at AX. I love the guys at E-Bike. I love the guys at, Airsoft GI. Those guys are all awesome. These stores and SS Airsoft, there's tons of great stores. I was never sponsored by one store or one brand. PTS, I also run that as well too. Polar Star, I'll get to that in a second. A lot of you guys asked about Polar Star and HPA stuff. I was never single branded. I definitely was Elite Force Pro staff, but I prefaced that kind of sponsorship as, hey, look, I like to play everywhere. I like to play with certain guns, and I prefer what I prefer. And, I never wanted to be just single, focused on one sponsorship or anything like that. So technically that was the only real sponsorship I ever really had was Elite Force stuff. Shout out to the guys at Elite Force, Humorex, Cliff, and all those guys. Fun guys to hang out with. Sponsorships happen as you grow as a team or as an individual. You got to be able to brand yourself, but don't let that be your focus. It's all going to come in time with hard work. And the way you do that is keep playing the sport, keep building your brand, keep building your reputation as a solid team, airsofters. Don't look just for the sponsorships. Work hard at it, and don't make it your life to get sponsorships. Live your life, do your thing. Go out and shoot real steel. Go out and, do other hobbies. Make it. Building your reputation as an individual is key in gaining the trust of these brands. And if it doesn't mean I dare say whoring yourself out, don't. Definitely, and literally or figuratively, however you want to take that. Definitely work hard at it. It does take a lot of time, and that's me talking to you guys now. That's me telling you, giving my advice as Milsim Junkie to you guys. Did you guys, any of you guys want to chime in?
Yeah, I'll say one thing about that. It's very important to also be, try to be a role model. I mean,
you got someone from Denmark. Sorry. What's up, Denmark?
France too.
France? Oh, sweet.
Nice.
What's going on, guys?
Beautiful country.
That's awesome. Thank you for joining in.
Good. I mean, when you guys go out and you play the sport, I mean, everyone's right. I mean, your main focus should be enjoy the sport.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, go out there, try to be a role model, because you got to remember, if you really do want to get sponsored, people are looking for responsible people to associate their brand with. If you're going out there and you're just laying all sorts of hate and you're thread crapping, or you're just out there just bashing on other people, nobody wants to associate with that. So look upon yourselves. Be a responsible player. Be somebody that other players can look up to. I believe that's it's very, very important.
Yeah. Again, knowledge out of nowhere, cheesy.
So I just
right.
let it go around for a while.
So rather than going to Instagram, we're going to take a pause on that. We're going to go on to the chat. Andre, which one that you just highlighted right now?
Oh no, I like this guy's question.
Congo Gaming?
Yeah. I started to get into real steel shooting and basically left the airsoft community in the course of 6 months. I don't know if I should go back to airsoft or stay with real steel.
This is a great question.
Yeah,
It's something, I think it's something that I need to. Oh, what is this? Why is there a dot on? Okay, let's get rid of that. There's a dot here. All right. In all honesty, airsoft should supplement your real steel shooting. It's a cheaper variant. As a real steel shooter as well too, he as well, as you saw, he just built a new rifle. It should supplement it because we can tell you it's a lot cheaper to sling BBs downrange. Way cheaper.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but I know a lot of you are going to comment that it's not the same. And yeah, because you're slinging plastic versus, jacketed bullets. But think about the discipline that you're
Yes,
doing.
the manual of arms all the same.
Yeah. So, anyways, sorry to interrupt.
No. Tactics. The tactics you can implement as well too. And I can tell you firsthand from my knowledge in my actual line of work that law enforcement and military do use it. I've seen it. Law enforcement more specifically. And if Steve comes in here, he can tell you because to give you a little bit of his personal background, he is trying to become a law enforcement officer as well too. He can tell you that they're using it as well too in their part of their training. So airsoft should be a supplement to your real steel training. And a lot of the real steel guys, as you saw, Gun Fanatics is in here telling you that he wants to do it as well too. It's cheaper. It's a good way for you to practice dry firing, as well as if you're trying to do IPSEC, USPSA. It's a cheaper alternative as well too. And it is also very good for force-on-force training. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a lot of guys who have knocked airsofters for playing airsoft, in the sense that they think it's childish and stuff like that. And these are law enforcement people, right, who've knocked it. And then when they go into a force-on-force scenario, I'm sorry, I should backtrack a little bit. Law enforcement guys in training, so the guys in the academy, for example, that kind of knock it because they think that, airsoft is kid stuff. Or they only see what they think is from the Walmart clear variants and stuff like that. And they don't know there's this whole world full of accomplished shooters that train with with airsoft. But anyways, I digress. Back to the force-on-force aspect of it. These guys knock it down, and then when they're put into force-on-force applications, 9 times out of 10, the people that do exceptionally well are guys who have trained with airsoft because they are used to facing an aggressor that is shooting back at them. In terms of Steve, I wish he was here, but Steve talked about a time in his training where he went force-on-force, and his counterpart hesitated while he was like, all right, cool, I'm going to enter this room. I'm going to do so aggressively and take out who I need to take out if I need to take out anybody. And all of that he contributed to the experiences he's had as an airsofter. So to answer to really just to piggyback on what I've been saying, Congo Gaming is basically use it to supplement your real steel training. Shooting real steel is fun. It gets expensive. I can tell you. He can tell you. But definitely let it supplement your training, and that's why everybody saw that Travis Haley video that Greg Wong put. Everybody have seen those videos that Travis Haley has put up. Saying it should supplement your training, and I can only agree with that. It needs to supplement your own personal defense training as well too. I mean, you guys don't realize how much of an upper hand you have as airsofters on the force-on-force application. Just because your mind is ready when entering or facing somebody who's out to shoot you with a plastic BB. I mean, that kind of experience is a good one because a lot of people are just paper slayers. In the real steel community, all they do is go to the range, hit steel targets and stuff like that. And airsoft is a great way to do force-on-force training. I mean, I don't know. Do you agree with that, Mana?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Dan. Yeah, I can tell you from personal experience. I mean, I've used many training tools. I've used UTM rounds, I've used simulations. I've got a lot of experience, using those different types of systems, even laser systems, and even the little holographics that they got coming out now. And I can tell you this: I mean, when it comes to airsoft and real steel, I mean, if that's what you want to do, is you want to use it to supplement, it's a great tool. Like, I remember, this is a tool that you can, that's in your toolbox. I mean, it's your choice whether you want to use it or not. If you want to use it as an application for training, it's a great tool. If you don't really see the benefits of it, then, hey, it might not be the tool for you. There's no real one rules all. It's not like, one ring to rule them all or one tool to train them all. Everybody benefits, everybody learns a little differently. So, it's up to whether you think it's a viable or it's a beneficial tool for you to use. And, I can tell you first-hand experience, probably the majority of us, we definitely see the benefit, in using it to help supplement some of our real slow training.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stress how much cheaper it is. I can't stress how much cheaper it is. The gear, the nylon, and the whole fashion aspect of it. Oh, that's way more expensive than you would expect. But in terms of the rounds that 223, 556, 762 is way more expensive when compared to 6mm BBs.
Oh yeah.
Way more expensive. And so range days definitely have to be we have to pick and choose when we want to shoot. As far as airsoft wise, I mean, you literally, there's a place you can play at every single day, which is awesome. And some places, I know I was talking with somebody recently about certain fields that are doing quarterly IPSEC, not IPSEC, 3-gun competitions, airsoft 3-gun competitions. I know there's a lot of people that train at IPSEC. I know there's USPSA as well too. It's awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Still expensive.
But that's the sport we're in.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, guys, this
Hey,
is a hobby.
all right. So gotta buy ammo in bulk. Yes, I buy. Gun Fanatic says you gotta buy ammo in bulk. Yes, we all buy ammo in bulk, in crates, in cases. We do.
Spam cans.
Spam cans in the case of 762. I mean, some of us reload. It's still expensive though. I'm just saying, Gun Fanatic, it's still expensive. I mean, if you're that guy that's waiting at Walmart at 6 a.m. because you heard about a drop on ammo, then this is maybe you should try airsoft for training purposes. But if you can afford it and buy by the Costco loads, yeah, absolutely. But it's still expensive.
Hurts.
It hurts. Can't have a life.
But
All right. Let's go back to Instagram. Shout out to first of all Guru Airsoft at Instagram. Pierre. Pierre is a guy that I met at. You remember Pierre?
Yeah, cool guy, man.
Cool guy,
Yeah,
right?
Cool guy.
Pierre is from Chicago. He constantly gets confused for being my doppelganger. If you guys don't know what he looks like, it's Guru Airsoft on Instagram. When I met him, I literally was like, whoa, dude looks very similar to me. And he's come out to the West Coast to visit his family, and we've met up and several times and hung out. And he constantly gets confused for me. So shout out to my brother from another mother, Pierre. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad that you're still playing airsoft. And to all you Chi-Town people, I've been told that you guys have an awesome airsoft scene out there. So hopefully one day. All right. So let's see. Let's look at some. Okay. So how do I feel about Polar Star or HPA stuff? That's a great question. I blanked out there. I literally blanked out. I was like, wait, what?
Honestly, does it feel high?
No. Okay, so how do I feel about Polar Stars? Okay. I'm only gonna, or how do I feel about HPA stuff? Because you know, there's the Vulcan stuff and the Polar Stars now, and there's some other brands as well too. I'm only gonna speak on behalf of Polar Star stuff, just because that's all I have experience with, and nothing against Vulcan or any of the other brands out there. I just don't have experience with it. As you guys may know, I know the guys at I know Ben. I know all the guys at Polar Star, all highly intelligent people, and especially Ben. Just having a conversation with him for a little bit, your mind is blown of how much knowledge that guy has. And big ups to him for what he's developing and continues to develop in in the business of Polar Star. In fact, Rod, you still have my Polar Star. They still have my Polar Star. I just remember that. Wait. If you guys remember, I took some sneak pictures of my Polar Star build. It's 4CRL. It's a VSC body. I had a 13-inch rail on there. I don't know what engine's in there. I just said, hey, you know, let's work together and making this thing shoot again. And boom, that's what they have. Now, from an application standpoint, and I'll tell you from my firsthand experience of Broken Home 2 playing airsoft with the Polar Star team. And this is exactly how it was intended to be used. Fu, you can attest to it, because remember when we were stalking, I don't remember, UFS or COS, we were stalking them, remember?
Yeah.
And we were literally behind, we had flanked their lines, and the Polar Star guys went into the bushes and were systematically taking out the enemy team, and they were all quiet. You know, they weren't ramping up to 40 rounds a second. You know, they weren't doing any of that, like rope slinging. They were just literally systematically using the technology to their advantage. And they were literally like our recon team. And I couldn't, you know, just seeing how they played like that, always, I had respect for that. And then you go out to, you know, some CQB places, or you go out to, you know, in Southern California, where you have a lot of these guys who ramp up 30 to 40 RPS, and it's nothing but rope. You know, it just looks like rope coming out of the out of the barrel. And I don't know, I just, that style of play is different. As Monith said, it's challenging to go against that, but it's definitely something that I don't agree with. But if you use the HPA systems, use it, you know, as again, another training tool and another extensions to increase your level of play. You know, not to have an extreme, really unfair advantage when you have something like that. You know, what's your guys' takes?
Well, let me give out to my buddy. Let me give a shout out to my buddy Trung, because you literally texted me like 12 times while I'm trying to cook. This may seem like a live broadcast. This is actually a barbecue that I've been slaving away for. So back to topic, Trung. I hope you're happy. I love you, buddy. Polar Stars, to me, if you use them the right way, like Ben did when we were at Broken Home, it's just absolutely amazing what those guns are capable of.
Yeah.
And then just the other videos that you see online, just people literally BB hosing other people. I mean, I get it. It's fun, but at the same time, I think it takes a lot of, I guess, the skill away from.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
From
Oh
what
yeah.
what we kind of play airsoft for, I guess.
Yeah.
That's kind of my 2 cents.
You know, to being on the receiving end of a lot of these guns.
Actually, you should see Monith's back, because it looks like he's like a meth addict.
He's like,
He's like, don't look that up. Don't wiki that.
okay.
Do not wiki that.
So, I mean, being on the receiving end of a lot of these guns, I can tell you it's not fun, but you know, it goes into what kind of player you are. I mean, regardless, any gun that you have is just a tool. It's all dependent upon the user. So for me, actually, I like going up against them. I mean, all these guys thinks I'm crazy because of it, but the reason why is because I look at it as a challenge. I mean, if you really want to take your airsofting to the next level, you got to play against tough situations like that. If you can overcome that with just basic equipment, you're set. I mean, majority of this game is a lot of tactics and just getting a proper angle, shooting forms. No, I mean, there's been a lot of times where we'll go to CQB scenarios against pole stars, and all I got is a pistol.
There's a lot of times when we've done that. There's a lot of times, and we've done it for fun too. If you guys remember, some of the first milsimjunkie day off videos was purely just pistol, and that was just for the challenge of it.
Yeah, so it's just back to it. It just depends on what kind of gameplay that you want to enjoy. I mean, if you're running these guns, hey, it's awesome. But if you're on the receiving end, and I hear this a lot of times. It was with Sistemas at first too. I mean, back in the day.
Oh yeah, I remember.
People are like, "Oh, these guns are unfair advantage. They should be banned from every
That's
field."
Full auto. I swear that's full auto.
Check
Yeah.
your cylinder.
Yeah.
But guys, it goes back into your tactics as a player. I mean, like I said, you can go out there with a spring action pistol and a rubber knife, and you can, with proper tactics, and you can definitely go ahead and sneak up on these guys and still get them. I mean, I've seen it done. Plenty of remember that. There's plenty of times when we had kids hiding in the fridge and they just showed up and shot us in the back.
Yeah, you get sneaky. I mean, it's all about how you play the game and having fun with the game. Quick note here on the chat window, because I have it on a separate computer. This is why I love the MSJ Nation right now. I'm talking to the screen and I'm trying to answer questions, right? And you guys are entirely self-governing on here. You guys are answering questions, helping each other out. Thank you. I think that's awesome. I think we need to have way more of that in the airsoft community publicly. Just help out each other, because honestly, we've all been that guy that's like, hey, I don't know what's good, or what do I do? Like, how do I get into it? And you guys are entirely self-governing and helping each other out. And I just want to let you guys, big shout out to the MSJ Nation that is live right now. Thank you guys for doing that. I mean, I apologize, I can't answer it, but I'm glad that you guys are helping each other and self-governing. So that's awesome. And wow, you guys are doing suggestions too. I get this asked a lot. What's a good gun for under X amount? I mean, it's usually like a $200 amount, right? Entirely up to you. I mean, the technology of guns that are out now, I mean, you don't have to spend a lot. And I can tell you from experience, $200 that you spend today on a entry-level gun, right, is way better than it was than $200, let's say a decade ago. Yeah. $200 would have got you a clear gun back in the day. Yeah. I mean,
plastic gear.
Yeah, I mean, they would have, yeah, I mean, like uber cheap one, right? And there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with SEMA. No, there's nothing wrong with SEMA. I'm just saying early stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, early.
Yeah. And I don't want to give you a specific brand. I will give you guns that I have currently in my, I don't want to call it inventory, what I have laying around that are priced below 200. It's a SEMA AK. It's Elite Force 4 CRS, Elite Force CQB. Wow, what was another gun that was under $200? There's.
That's the rocket G&G.
Oh yeah, the G&Gs. Yeah, G&Gs are like really low key. I mean, G&G. The first milsimjunkie video is on a G&G armament gun. Just FYI, and that gun still works. I don't own it anymore, but it still works. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guns out there, a lot of airsoft AEGs, I should say, that are priced reasonably well for the money. In all honesty, you can't go wrong with a lot of these brands. G&G, SEMA, Elite Force. I would definitely check out G&G. I don't know how much the Crytek's are going for anymore. I may be wrong. I think it's over that $200 threshold, but in the comments or in the chat window, you guys can definitely help each other out there. All right. So Benjamin Keeper asks, so MSJ, is airsoft a sport or a hobby? I'm gonna answer this carefully in the sense that it's entirely your own opinion. For me, and the way I see it, in the future and how I've always referred to it, it's a sport. But any sport can be a hobby in the sense that, you know, I can, well, I'm not going to use that example because that would be super stereotypical of me. But any hobby can be any, you know, sport that you do enough is a hobby. Whether that's playing video games, you know, there's e-gamers, esports now, right? That's a sport. You know, you may not be an athlete in the traditional sense, but you know, you are in, because it's referred to as a sport. I view airsoft as another shooting sport. It's in a long line of, you know, whether it's real steel, shooting plates, paper, or whatever, that's just another extension of it. That's my opinion. These guys may have something else.
Yeah, actually, I'll let you go first.
Initially I picked it up as a hobby, but then I realized the sporting value in it later on. I personally would say it's a sport that you can make into a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree.
You know, I gotta say it can be both, just depending on what you want to get out of it. I mean, you can, man. I mean, definitely go out there playing for a full day. I mean, you're exhausted like a sport. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
You never realize
You're
how
just
fast.
beat. You're totally beat.
You don't realize how fast you're gonna run until somebody's shooting at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, is, you know, you got a lot of these guys that go out there, you know, a couple times out of the year and do a full-on scenario like a hobby, you know, doing reenactments and all.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's-
Almost the whole year. They plan their whole year around, you know, what events to attend, and I know I personally know a handful of those guys, and yeah, it's like Benjamin says later on in the chat window. It's a lifestyle. You know, it's definitely it's a lifestyle. You know, for you. You know, in the gun industry in general, it is a lifestyle.
For me, it's also a great gateway. It's a good gateway because honestly,
To what?
It's a
real steel.
Okay, I got it. I was like, you see my face? I was like,
I wanted to
what?
pick my words there.
Yeah,
But,
okay, got it.
It was a great gateway to the whole real steel.
Yeah.
side.
if you so choose to go that route.
Exactly.
I mean, I know there's probably some people in here.
And just a tip, if you do want to take that gateway, if you do buy your gear now, buy stuff that's compatible with, you know, the whole real steel side, because you'll thank yourself later for doing it. Trust me.
yeah,
Just saying. Anyways.
definitely invest in some good quality gear, because man, I can't tell you how many times I had a pouch rip on me or stuff fall off.
That'll come in time. That'll
Yeah,
come in time.
yeah, I'm just-
I don't want you guys to think that, hey, and I constantly get this a lot. Like a lot of you guys, when you've approached me on the field, or at the airsoft facility, right? And I don't want, these guys will tell you, I don't want to be put on this pedestal. You guys have put me on this celebrity pedestal. I'm not a celebrity. I'm nothing special. And you guys see me in the comments all the time and tell you guys that I'm just a normal guy that plays airsoft. I love the sport. And the only reason why you put me on this pedestal is because I've just shown it to you on a platform that's huge as YouTube. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm this unreachable person, because when I'm on the field, I want you guys to hang out with me. These guys will tell you that we all hang out together. You know, we'll invite everybody. Because I do see a lot of people like, hey, is that him? Blah, blah. Like, don't be scared. Say what's up. You guys will find out that I'm the most humble dude on the field. Just hang out. That's it. We're all here to have fun. But in terms of gear, you guys ask me all the time, you know, should I buy this, you know, Cry CPC or whatever, or, you know, and I'm just getting into the sport. Why do I want to spend all this money, blah, blah, blah. Like Fu told you early on, I had one mag pouch. I literally had one mag pouch. You don't need to have all decked out. And my philosophy in life, and these guys will tell you because I preach it all the time to them, is learn to use what you have, the tools that you have, and be proficient at it. For the longest time, and you can see it in the early milsimjunkie videos, I don't run an optic on any of my guns. Even on my real steel guns, it's hard for me to run an optic because you learn the basics, be proficient in the basics, and then work yourself up. So basically how that translates to you guys, don't worry about the costume. Don't worry about how you look like. Get good at the game, become a better player, and over time, that stuff will become secondary. What are you laughing at?
No, I'm no, nothing.
I'm having a feeling you're reading the chat window and I'm not seeing it.
No, I something came to mind, but I'm good.
Okay.
I just thought it was fun fact.
All right.
You see my gear. Nothing doesn't match for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steven Quinones is on his way.
AKA semi-auto Steve.
Semi-auto Steve,
And
aka the whitest person I know. Oh, you guys used to leave me by myself? Fine, that's cool. It's whatever.
fine, just because you get lonely.
Let's go on to some other questions here. Guns. All right, so a question here. Select Fire Airsoft. I'm not a philosopher. I just have my own philosophy on life and things. I see that. Matt Lyson says, I have a $300 optic. That's a clone. The SRS is a clone. Yeah, it's not within the last couple of years where I started using optics on my airsoft stuff, just because a lot of these guys are like, hey, you got to look cooler. I just slapped it on. In all honesty, my real still stuff, I don't use very many optics. My airsoft guns are very traditional. I'm big on learning to run your gun and not your mouth. I would rather, my real still stuff is very basic and my airsoft stuff is very basic. That's why 9 times out of 10, when you guys see pictures of me playing, sometimes when you see me playing, I'm just wearing jeans, shirt, flannel shirt or something, a jacket. I do have multicam stuff, LBX stuff. But I play what I'm comfortable in, and if it happens to be a combat shirt, it's a combat shirt. But most of the time, it's just regular clothes. All right, operator. Matthew Duckworth, you asked where I got the SRS clone. It was actually, I bought it off a buddy. I have no clue where he got it, but I bought it at a time where you couldn't get it anywhere. But it's a China clone, so it's not real. But it is probably one of the higher clones that I have, just because I took out the battery once and the solar panel still charged the optic. Like, it was still working. We tested it out at West Coast Adventure Park. It was kind of rad. All right, let's see. Yes, I am calling myself basic. Is the sound out? In the chat window below, guys, tell me if the sound's out. Someone said there's sound issues. I'm gonna wait. If I don't see anything that says that the sound is all right. Someone said the sound's out. So okay.
Sounds up.
I don't know. No, I don't think the sound's out. I think we're good still. Let me see the controls. Yeah, controls are still good. Okay. Let's do another one from the chat window. Conrad Burns says, how often do you play airsoft nowadays? I try to play as often as I can. Like I mentioned at the very, very beginning of this live stream, we played like 2 weeks ago. It's just whenever we can get all these guys together to play and whenever my schedule is free, because I hate to break it to you guys, being an adult, you do have to have a job, and you do have to maintain certain relationships. At least try to. So I still play a lot. I just, like I said, I scaled back on the video. I still play at GamePod. You can still find me at West Coast Adventure Park. You can still find me at Yukasfield. You can the new Yukasfield have yet to go to, but Sikkim City. So just tidbit, guys. We're probably gonna wrap up here fairly soon. Not right now, but we definitely do want.
Not right now.
Not right now. We do want to give Steve Q a little bit of FaceTime
Steve will be on for another hour.
It's gonna be a 10.
But he is on his way. He had to spend time with family. He's celebrating Mother's Day today with his family. So first of all, hold on. See if we talk about Mother's Day. If you guys are playing airsoft tomorrow,
You're
definitely give your mom a big hug, because that is and your mom is taking you. Say thank you. But she's probably dropping you off because she's like, all right, I can keep him there for a little bit, But tell your mom thank you. Tell your mom love you. If you don't need a specific day. Just to let you guys know. Anyways,
It's Mother's Day every day.
there you go.
Maybe invite them to play.
Oh, there you go.
Especially
That's a whole different topic. Okay, all right.
Kinda scared.
Another
I'll
question.
start
Brendan Toms asked, do you upgrade your guns yourself, or do you get someone to do it for you? Plain and simple answer is no. I don't tech on my guns. There's a very good reason why. A long time ago, and I'll tell you the long story short to answer your question. No, I do not tech on my own guns. And the reason why is because a long time ago, I'll tell you, it involves this guy. Is a long time ago, my first gun that I had, I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and upgrade some stuff in it. So using videos that I saw online, I took the gun I got to the gearbox, and as you guys know, at least the old version 2 gearboxes, when you take them apart, there's that spring everywhere. I mean, gears, shims, just everything everywhere. And ever since that day, that has traumatized me, where I do not want to touch another gearbox. So that being said, I had formed this group called the MSJ Special Projects Team, the MSJ SPG. This guy has teched on my guns. And then there's a handful of other techs that have touched my gun. The guys at NLT, who else? Airsoft GI has touched my guns. And very specific on what I want done and how I want it done. It's just a preference thing. I just don't tech on my guns. I know there's a lot of you guys out there like, do you tech on your stuff? No, I don't. He's probably one of my main techs, because ever since that first experience of trying to upgrade a spring, I gave it to him, and he got it working again. I don't know how. And ever since then, he's kind of maintained my guns. So he's kind of the leader of the MSJ SPG. But there's been a handful of other techs that have touched my guns, and even more so on my real steel stuff. I am working on a real steel project right now, which I will be showing you guys on Instagram in the coming days, I should say. But yeah. Do you, Monis, you don't tech on your own guns, do you?
The gas ones I do.
Okay.
In terms of like gas pistols, stuff like that, I tech, little things here that I know how to do, and I know that it will work. I work on those little things here and there. Gearboxes, trying a little bit here and there, as long as it's nothing too intricate. I work it on myself. But generally, when I get a gun, I just run until it breaks. Then I'll
same.
That's why I probably got like 5 broken guns at home.
A garage full of guns.
Yeah, but I already got a garage full of guns and parts.
I laugh because if you guys saw his garage and there's just the amount of parts everywhere, you could probably build.
Oh, you can build like 20 guns.
He says 5 guns, but it's honestly like a sea of just parts.
I was thinking the whole guns, not the ones in pieces. I don't really count.
No, bro. You can probably build like 20 plus guns with all the parts you got laying around.
My eyes light up when I go to this.
Oh yeah.
garage,
When we're missing stuff, I'm like, hey, did you go to Cheese's house just to go looking for that one single part? It's like a junkyard. Like if you guys know what pick and pull is, if you guys ever heard of, it's like a auto dismantlers. That's basically his garage full of just airsoft gun stuff.
That definitely is my garage. I'm a bit of a
hoarder. Yeah. So we should have intervention soon.
No.
How many hours a day do you play? The
Oh.
J Gregory 69. Wow. Airsoft wise, it's just a weekend. Honestly, it's whatever day I can get off that day. It's usually Sundays, just because most things are closed on Sundays. So yeah, it's usually on Sundays. I can free time to play airsoft, and it's generally when these guys are free too, so we all can go out and enjoy. So I mean, airsoft wise, Right now, I'm going to speak right now. It's just one single day that I devote to airsoft. But when I can tell you, when I was doing 100% YouTube, it was a lot. it was playing airsoft any chance I got. Traveling. You guys saw how I traveled. I traveled a lot of places, and I'm very fortunate enough to say that I've traveled because of the sport. Big ups to a lot of the airsoft personalities that are doing it now, and full time. Jet, for example, the Desert Fox. I know he's in Buffalo, New York right now with Leah. They're traveling. I talked to him the other day, and I guess he's going to Hawaii. Who will this be? I know that, there's a lot of people that travel, and I think that's awesome. It's just, it's a lot of time to devote to it, and you definitely got to be fully committed to it. How much do I play milsim events? I'll be honest with you, from a full-on traditional milsim event like American milsim stuff, I haven't played any since the last Broken Home, and I know Broken Home 4 is coming up, and I hate to break it to you guys, I'm not going to Broken Home 4. Neither are any of these guys are going, but definitely, I try to play when I can, to go to the larger ops and make time for them. They definitely, especially American milsim ops, you devote a lot of time to prep work, getting ready for it, getting your gear ready for it, and etc. Let's see who this is. Oh. All right, guys, let's make a bet. Is it Steve or Scott?
It ain't Scott.
I bet you it's Steve. Let's wait. Oh, it's Steve. Hey, Steve. So everybody's been kind of
dead yet?
Yeah, I'm dead and he's dead.
Airsoft's dead. We killed it.
No. What's up, man? How are
Come
you?
on.
Say what's up to the MSJ Nation.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh yeah.
Bro movement?
Yeah. Did you just really?
No.
Gross. But not really.
So what's going on, man?
We're just answering questions. We were talking a little bit about your experience, because I did divulge a little bit into what you're going on into.
Yeah.
With your law enforcement.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I didn't tell him where or anything like that. It's personal security per se. But in terms of, the question did come up about, airsoft as a training tool.
Yeah.
In law enforcement applications.
Yeah.
And I did talk about one application where you experienced, your background with airsoft, having done airsoft, and then someone that didn't do airsoft versus, that force on force training.
Yeah.
Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, yeah.
Let's get.
With airsoft, you're building muscle memory. So for me, having an airsoft pistol, and especially operating under, I know, right, twinsies. It's really good because when you're operating under stress, because when everyone plays airsoft, no one wants to get shot. No one's like, hey, I hope I come around this corner and this dude has a 400 FPS, Polar Star, and I get my arm lit up. No one wants that. So, it's not the same thing as life or death, but it is a bit of a manufactured stress environment. So when you're operating underneath that and you're having to do things smoothly, you're having to do things quickly, it kind of indoctrinates that into you. You're able to function under a
stressful situation.
And it's all about your heart rate. As your heart rate goes up, you lose fine motor skills. You're not able to to see as clearly. You start to get a little bit of tunnel vision, and you have to work through that. And so airsoft helps as a tool to kind of train that. And I can definitely see that correlate, because when we did our shooting qualifications, I was able to operate my weapon platform, more smoothly, because I was able to kind of call back to that muscle memory that I had from having to reload, having to, to fix a malfunction, things like that. So, and especially for me, like this upcoming couple of weeks, my class is going to be doing building searches.
Okay.
So we're basically going to be clearing rooms with sim munitions, which is just like the next step up, from airsoft. Yeah. So that's going to be fun. And my firearms instructors even asked me, they're like, you seem really comfortable behind a gun, what kind of experience you have. And outside of
my dad going to the range with me when I was a kid a little bit, most of my training comes from airsoft. And he was kind of shocked by that. He was like, airsoft, you know, I heard a little bit about that, but definitely shows that you're comfortable behind a gun. So for me, airsoft is a huge tool to be able to keep yourself fresh and not have to spend that much money on.
See, we said that earlier in the live stream. It's a lot cheaper. So
yeah, way cheaper.
Absolutely. So and Hal might like this. We have a lot of nurses that watch the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's significant other who is off camera. She is a nurse, but I'm just telling her a lot of people watch who watch the Milsim Junkie channel are nurses as well too. But Merce Chris on Instagram asks, you know, what's one way of getting successful on YouTube? I'm
cat
glad
videos.
Cat video, pizza cat.
You have a cat video. You have a funny voiceover to the cat's actions,
or babies crying.
Yeah,
or,
you just gotta. That's a lot of time.
No,
with
absolutely.
Cats,
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta just scour the internet.
Yeah, no.
Or be like Jessica Negri and have like giant boobs and be really pretty. Like you could do that.
Yeah, I get
It's an
get a
option.
cute girl in your videos, and then just take it off, and once you have all your subscribers. No, it's in honest, and I'm glad Steve's here because I'll let him explain later what he's kind of got going on his personal end. Yeah, so I'll give you a moment to talk about that too, because he's seeing that now on his end. But like what was said off camera, it takes a lot of. You have to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of drive, and you have to devote a lot of time to it. So Merce Chris, stay driven, stay passionate. It's going to consume your life. He can attest to you.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, the guys can attest to you. When I would text them 3 a.m., hey, new video's up. I just finished editing it. You know, it takes a lot of time out of your day, out of your life. It takes a lot. You literally have to give it 100%. It's not going to come right away. It's kind of the similar advice that I gave some of these more stable airsoft personalities, because they asked me when they were upcoming too. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of devotion. You got to give it 100%, and you got to do that continually, day in, day out. And the reason why, I said Steve is kind of, experiencing that now, because on the personal end, he's got a podcast going.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you talk a little bit about that, Steve?
Well, yeah, I have a podcast that I started with a friend.
It's a good podcast too.
We both have combined like near 20 years or about 20 years of retail experience working in retail stores, like big box stores. And this is just a podcast where we just talk crap on customers, coworkers, just, people that you see on a daily basis, and how many times have you been somewhere and someone was scanning something, at the checkout counter, and it's not scanning, and then the person, it's not scanning, it must be free. Yeah. Okay. So it's just something that we put together because we were passionate about. I can't really say we're passionate about working there. We were just passionate about like our hatred for these customers and hatred for working in retail.
It's more or less. I want you to talk about, because you definitely are driven about like talking and hanging out and being able to that kind of dialogue. Yeah.
Because what I really enjoy about it is we don't script it out. We kind of know ahead of time what we want to talk about. We just meet for like about 5 minutes, beforehand before we hit record, and then we hit record and we just, it's an open flow. We'll just start talking,
freestyling it,
and like in one of our episodes, we just started talking about Disneyland and how
I remember that episode.
How it might have some dark underbelly of drugs and violence. I don't know, it's just you have to listen in order to kind of get the context of it. But we just talk and we just let the conversation go wherever it goes.
What is it called?
It's called Retail. It's like
type it in.
All right, let's see here. It's RETELL RETAIL.
So that can be found on the internets. It's if you have an iPhone, you can just go to the podcast app, search that Retail, and you'll find it. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. Not really a big presence on Twitter right now because I got a lot going on, and it's really hard to, keep updating that. But yeah, I mean, if you're on Android, you can go to retail.podbean.com and you could check it out that way.
But
So,
in terms of, you know, having no established listeners, right? And then trying to grow your network.
it was incredible how quick it took off. I mean, we started with just coworkers and friends
Listening. I was listening.
that were listening to it, and then like literally overnight, I looked and there's people from we have listeners from Japan, from Korea, from Russia, from Argentina, you know, all over the place that have listened to it, and I'm like, how did they get a hold of it? Like, how did this get to them? And it just speaks to the power of the internet, that one person that likes it forwards it to a friend and that posts it on someone else's page, and it just blows up overnight. I remember one day, for our statistics, our highest, episode plays in one day was like 60, and we were stoked. We're like, oh my God, 60 people listened to this in one day. And then literally like 5 days later, when we uploaded a new episode overnight, that episode had like 500 listens. And I was shocked, because I was like, I don't know 500 people that would listen to it. I only knew our group of friends and maybe a couple of their friends.
And it's kind of humbling though to think that, and I can speak to that, because you guys, there's 40 something odd of you guys watching right now of us just rambling, and there's over 100,000 of you guys that watch the videos. It is very humbling to see that there's people that enjoy what you're producing, right?
You know, your life has come full circle when you're in a training program in an academy that has at least two people in it that I know of that know who you are, that watch your videos, and that have played airsoft with you. And it's like, wait a minute. It's insane.
It is. And I think that it's entirely, it's crazy to think that, that there's a lot of you. I've been doing a lot of these videos for a while now, where I've come across a lot of younger people who are now full grown, who are doing a lot of great things in their lives, whether it's serving their community, their country, or doing something great because of what they started out with, the kind of camaraderie and passion in the sport as a whole. I've definitely come across, I just remember little kids, and then a couple of years later, it's like, hey, Arwen, I'm about to go into so-and-so. I'm about to go do something. And it's like, whoa, dude, I feel like
they're going to college. And
I
remember you.
I remember when
you had a little Springer pistol, and you were reciting lines from Call of Duty games.
And then now you're doing. I met a handful of you guys, the MSJ Nation, that play. Like, hey, I'm interested in the military, blah blah blah, and then or in the law enforcement, right? And then play airsoft, get hooked, and then get older, and they fix their sights on that's what I want to do when I grow up. And then next thing you know, hey, Arwen, I just got out of boot camp. Hey, Arwen, I'm doing this full-time law enforcement, serving my community. I just think that's insane. Like, I don't want you guys to attribute that because of me. I'm not trying to take credit for any of that. The only thing I did was put videos on the internet, and you guys watched. That stuff, that potential was all there the whole time. It was you guys. And I just put to light, via platform such as YouTube. That's
one thing that I've always loved about the airsoft community, is that it was such a positive force. And I don't know what you guys already talked about.
We did talk a little bit about,
before I got here.
Yeah, about just we need to bring the sport back to the camaraderie. Like right now in the chat, a lot of people are helping each other, guys. They're helping each other. So, I think that
it just seems like for a moment, airsoft turned into like a real life comment section of YouTube, like just people just hating on each other, and it's just a lot of egos. And let's not have it turn into paintball like that. I stopped playing paintball because that seemed like what the sport turned into. It was just a lot of people, just puffing their chest out, and it was just all about, who could get the the highest kill streak, or who could have just just smashed the faces of whoever they're they're playing against.
I know what you're talking about,
on the field. And it just breeds a lot of negativity. Some of my my best moments playing airsoft is when you see someone else who's playing better than you, it makes you want to rise to that challenge. So that way, when you do kill
Monica
them,
was talking about that. Yeah.
they come up to you not to get in your face, but to put their fist out and say, "That was a good kill. That was a good
Make
shot."
it rain.
Just boom, that was a good shot. And that's something that I always like doing too, because when I get hit in a particularly what's the word? Impressive fashion. I remember last time we were playing, like last weekend, I was shooting this little crack and I was shooting at someone and he just threaded the needle and hit me right in the center of my goggles. And I thought that was impressive as hell. And I had to go track him down and find him and just say, wow, that was a good shot,
Call your hits too.
Yeah, exactly. Call your hits. Or else I'll sing the Like a Good Neighbor song. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I love the sport and love the game, and I just.
Someone in the comment section asked what Steve looking at. It's a lower receiver.
Yeah.
He's looking at a lower receiver.
I just wanted to get back to how I remember it when I first started playing.
And it will be.
when
And it will be. I have full
There's
trust.
ups and downs.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
have
roller
full
coaster.
trust in the community as a whole that we'll be able to police ourselves and police how we conduct ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that the sport of airsoft is being the sport of airsoft is great. I think that we just need to remember why we play the sport, and we honor those that we honor those people that we pretend to be. These law enforcement officers, these soldiers, these we honor those guys, and we play with honor of the utmost respect.
Mm-hmm.
We try not to, at least the way I play and these guys plays, we try not to be anything greater than that.
You don't want to try to take away from the people that are really putting their lives on the line.
No, not at all. And the whole stolen valor thing upsets me as a civilian. And I know that the whole stolen valor thing upsets the military, the military people entirely, and they govern themselves. And you've seen those videos as well too. But guys, don't misrepresent yourselves. We can play dress up all day, but when it comes down to it, there are people that do this for a living. There are people that take risks and do it so without trying to take credit for any of it. So,
and then there's people that give the ultimate sacrifice and sacrificing their life for what they believe in their country, and they protect us and our freedoms, and it's just it's kind of like a slap in the face to try to take away from that. So if someone's claiming to be something they're not, they're and to gain favor from someone else, or to gain some type of incentive by pretending to be something that they're not, it's not what we should be doing at all.
No, not
as
at
people. So.
Whoa, I don't know what is going on there.
I think you flipped us around for a second. We're still
Cameraman? Yeah, we're still.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just messing around with some of the controls here.
We just kind of went off on a super serious tip.
Yeah,
right
we
there.
did.
Whoa.
We always tend to do that.
Whoa, let's bring the move back. Yeah.
Someone keeps. Look at what Dr. Penny says.
Steve's look like Hank from Baking Bad. He was a cop. It was a damn good one.
All right. Let's look at some other questions here that we have on the Instagrams. First of all, to the 52 of you guys watching, thank you. Everybody. Oh, Alan, what's up? Thumpy's in here in the house.
Whoa.
What's up, man? Wow, we got a lot of people in here. Thank you, sir, for joining in and talking.
Hello.
We're just answering questions here. But thank you to everybody, all the countries that are in the house: Denmark, Germany, France.
Yeah.
Thank you. The United States. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you guys for continuing to stay tuned in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, randomly pick, since they've been randomly picking, and I'll tell you if we've.
All right. I already see one.
Which one? Which one? Tell me.
Adam.
Which one?
Adam Mule PP.
I already talked about that, but
okay. Did you?
Yeah,
okay.
I talked about a little bit about that. Adam Mule PP asks, "How do you feel about Polar Stars?" You guys already heard me say anything, and you guys saw him walk into the door. Let's see if they're in tune to each other. Go ahead.
So I own a Polar Star, and
He does.
I like things about it and I don't like things about it. Like, first of all, getting it to shoot as there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, Polar Stars are awesome." I haven't had that experience because I have had really like a hard time fine tuning the settings with the different the body that I have, and there's a lot of different things to get it to be perfect.
Pause though. You bought it secondhand from a kid that said it was already broken.
Right. Yes. So I got it from some kid. It was a magical trade. I traded like
you don't have to tell him about the trade. Don't tell
Yes.
him about the trade.
I traded a bunch of stuff for a little
Yeah.
bit of stuff, and then I traded that stuff for some other stuff. It was like it's just think of like a 3-team trade in basketball. It was crazy. And I got it, and it wasn't working. Sent it off to Polar Star. Polar Star was awesome. Polar Star Amy, thank you for hooking it up. It was just this person put the solenoids in backwards, something like that, and they put some super. Anyways, they cleaned the super glue or something like that. I don't know. They tried to super glue something.
One of your guns?
We'll talk about that in a second.
No, so
I use JV well.
yeah,
Oh,
JB
you-
well.
yeah, you use JB well.
Like the MP5 that I did not break. Anyways, so I got it back, and it was shooting all right, but it wasn't shooting as consistently as I heard everyone say Polar Stars are, normally doing. But recently, I just fiddled around with settings, kind of got it to where I needed it to be, and it was shooting amazing. Now, I love it because there is awesome trigger response on it. A lot of people don't like it because it's so consistent, and because I guess there's something called jewel creepers that, like, the way they set up their settings with the PSI and the nozzles and everything like that, to where it technically is shooting at 400 feet per second, but like the energy that's behind it is a little bit more than what your standard AEG would be shooting at 40. You know how you watch the Red Wolf Airsoft and it's like, oh, this shoots at so many joules. You're like, I want to know the FPS. Well, they're like two different measurements. But anyways, so for me, I think Polar Stars are great as long as you're being responsible with it. Like with great, like Uncle Ben says, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So if you have this great power that is a Polar Star gun, don't be a dick with it. Like don't have your burst setting to be 9-shot burst. Okay, have your burst setting be 2-shot burst and use it sparingly. For me, I like to just shoot on semi. I use burst very sparingly. Maybe if I'm playing outdoors and I need the extra shots to be, to kind of like walk them in on a target if it's extra windy outside. But just use it responsibly. Don't try to. There's people that try to make them into these super guns that shoot way faster. For me, if you're shooting an airsoft gun that's faster than its real steel counterpart, you're doing something wrong. Like, this isn't Halo. This isn't like advanced warfare. Like, it doesn't need to be some sci-fi weapon that you're running around with. Like, have it, if you're carrying an M4, have it shoot what an M4 can shoot at, or like a 416 or something like that. You don't need to shoot like 35 rounds per second. It doesn't need to be that fast. So for me, just keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Play. It's all on the airsofter. You guys, it depends on how you want to play and enjoy the sport. Thanks, J Gregory 69 for the compliment on the glasses. I do see you. I have been reading the comments section here. Matt, listen, asks. I think I answered a question from earlier. It was, what do you think of stealing as a problem in airsoft, aka people having their stuff stolen from the staging areas?
Terrible.
It comes to you guys. It comes to the types of people that are being attracted to the sport.
Mm-hmm.
We all hate it. We don't want our stuff to be stolen. None of us do. I do definitely think that you all should have somebody watch your gear if you're not going to be there for an extended period of time, or take it with you, lock it up or whatever. But I think in this community, we shouldn't have to do that. And I remember more vividly that we didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I remember being able to just leave my gear at such and such field and not worry about it.
Like, leave the field, go to lunch, and come back an hour later, and your stuff was still there.
Yeah.
And people that you had no idea who they were cool enough to be like, hey, I watched your stuff for you while you were gone. Like, That's what we need, people looking out for each other.
And I've seen some stuff on my feed where people are like, hey, cheater caught, blah, 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 and you guys are weeding them out. And I think that's appropriate, you know, because those types of people are bad for the sport, you know, and those types of people, in my opinion, don't have any tact. I mean, they don't have any class in that sense where they you know, again, it's a game of honor. We all have to play with honor, whether it's calling your hits or checking other people's gear, and making sure your gear is all tied down. You know, I definitely think that we need, as a community, need to build ourselves up to that level again. You know, I don't know, maybe I'm going to tangent.
Well, the type of people that are going to steal your stuff aren't the type of people that are going to survive long in airsoft anyways, because they're going to come up with your gun or someone else's gun that they stole back to that same field, and someone's going to like, that's my stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and they're going to get caught, they're going to get banned.
Yeah.
Or those are the type of people that aren't going to have any honor on the field, no integrity, they're going to cheat, they're going to, you know, cause problems, and they're end up going to get banned. So eventually they will be gone from airsoft, and hopefully the community rights itself and it just naturally weeds them out. And it's unfortunate if that happens to you. And I'm deeply sorry for any gear that you got stolen. We've all been there. I've had stuff stolen from me
I have
on
too.
the field.
I know some of you guys are asking.
You learn,
I have too.
You learn that lesson not to go too far away. And it's, you know, it's bad when you thinking you start having to, you know, booby trap your stuff with the Thunder Bee.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to do that. And I hate the fact that that kind of thought has happened, you know, and it shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, Caleb Premo asks, how much do you think you've spent so far in airsoft? Do you regret it? Speaking over a lifetime, a lot of money. I mean, tons, from BBs to gear to you know, equipment. But the beauty about this sport is that you can resell it. I've resold stuff, trade up, like he just said. So yeah, I've spent a lot, and do I regret it? Not one bit of it. It's allowed me to grow as a person, to find out, hey, do I like this belt? Do I like this chest rig? Do I like this plate carrier? Do I like running this sling? You know, it's allowed me to kind of figure out what works for me. I don't regret it one bit. Over time, if you put it into a dollar amount, it would be a fairly high dollar amount. I mean, you can probably buy more than a couple cars with it. Yeah,
I mean, for me, the only thing I regret is not knowing more about the things I was buying before I bought them. I just impulse buy, like, ooh, that's going to be good, I'm going to get that, and then I ended up being something that I didn't need or was the wrong thing. I probably spent, what would you say? Like, I don't know, I probably spent at least like $4,000, at least, just throughout the years on stuff. I don't know. It's just a stab in the dark. There's no way that I don't keep, you know, receipts like for stuff like that. But I mean, guns, gear, you know, BBs, just internal upgrades, things like that. Yeah, I mean, but what's great about airsoft, and there's an awesome secondhand market. You know, I have a friend.
Yeah.
I have a friend who got into airsoft. Bought a brand new gun, used it one time. He bought a gun, ammo, like 7 mid-cap mags, you know, 2 batteries, charger, sling, all the gear and everything like that. He played once, and not that he didn't like it. He liked playing. He just doesn't have the time.
Yeah,
he has other responsibilities that he can't play. So he's going to sell it, and he's going to take a huge loss on it because he spent like $1,100 on everything. And now he's just trying to get what he can for it. Yeah. So,
some people more tuned in more. Devontae, what's up, brother? How are you? From SAS Black Ops, the field out there in Georgia. Great kid, cool field. Shout outs to you guys. Shout out to the Georgia community. And I apologize, I couldn't go to SS Airsofts.
I always wanted to go there.
Their most recent anniversary.
It was number 5, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Cool field as well too. But yeah, I'm sorry I missed you. Sorry I missed all you guys out there in Georgia. I just couldn't make the time to fly out there just because of other trips I have planned. on the work side. But yeah. Okay. JCS Mullen 1 asks, I have a question for you guys. What would you suggest using to fill a mock silencer to work best with a Polestar?
I don't know. Methinks that's illegal, and methinks that if you look on the internet, there's some language you can use besides mock silencer. Like I think people call them bananas. So if you wanted to fill your banana with something, you could probably fill your banana with some
foam.
Some foam.
Yeah.
Foam filled banana.
Foam filled banana. Yeah. I have seen, mock bananas.
Mock bananas.
Mock bananas on the ends of Polestars, and those things are uber quiet.
Yeah.
Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it is foam. And it's the foam filled bananas that what foam would you suggest using? I would say the stuff that you would find like in cases.
Immediately right now, the stuff that came to mind for me was, remember when you were little and you had those little toys that shot those little discs out with the little pneumatic air things? Get some of those little discs.
Stuff.
And they're circles, and you just put it right into the banana, and that's what you got. No, it was any kind of like high density foam or something like that. I did remember reading something on I don't know if it was Red Wolf or something, that like they took the sound readings from like a Polar Star by itself and a Polar Star with the foam filled banana, and the readings were minimal as far as the decibels that changed from it. But I mean, hey, it looks cool. It makes it sound different. If anything, it probably has more of a muffled sound. It's probably just as loud, but it just sounds different. So it sounds cooler.
Yeah.
So yeah, mine has like a loud little thwap to it, and I kind of like that.
Red Coat Airsoft asks, what is your worst airsoft injury? And he's kind of talking about Jet's
my broken heart. Where we're going as a community right now.
Jet's video about the worst airsoft injury video. Shout out to Jet. That's a great video as well too. A little dramatic, but it's injury nonetheless. Mine, God forbid. Fortunately for me, I haven't had anything that extensive as an injury. But probably a lot of close calls, and mostly because of improper eyewear. Trying to find different eyewear to use, goggles, for example. Somebody, one was the day and the age before. I guess it's not even
mesh masks.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with goggles, actually. Now that I think about it, it has to do everything with
your moneymaker.
Yeah, face mask. I remember one time. This is before mesh masks or just lower face masks were available. I would wear a schmog over my mouth and wear a mouthpiece just to make sure I don't get any broken teeth. And I remember one time, up until this point, I had no issues with it. And playing CQB, I would always pie my corners, shoot compressed. And I remember pieing and then face to face with another individual, very, very close, 0 feet engagement, and shot me right in my face, right on my nose.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't embed or anything like that. And I've heard horror stories about, BBs embedding in people's noses, but it definitely hurt, and it definitely left a mark that was visible for a very long time. It was kind of embarrassing, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my worst airsoft injury. I bet you that's Scott.
Peterson. I think it's Peterson. You got the view of the camera.
Peterson!
There he is.
He's watching.
He's watching us right now.
I brought some gifts for you guys.
What?
All right, let's get back to
Comms.
Chinese comms.
You get Chinese comms. You get Chinese comms.
Does that mean I can understand Chinese
You mean Cantonese or Mandarin?
Mandarin.
How many times I've been shot in the face? A lot, and thank God for mesh masks.
Yeah.
But worst airsoft injury here, since everybody's in
Everybody,
here.
get in here. I haven't really had. I mean, I got shot in the face, point blank, in the side. It was a friendly fire too. I told a guy, "Hey, I'm going to be crossing." He's like, "Yeah, all right." So I crossed, and then boom, he hits me right in the side of the head.
You may have been shot in the face, but you haven't been shot in the penis.
Oh, Scott Peterson, get over here.
Scott Peterson's the dick shooter.
Scott Peterson.
Okay, so
This is just an example
This
of
is-
how you need to be safe with
Wait,
airsoft.
you
Scott,
can't
tell your
go-
story.
no, hold on,
Still friendly
hold on.
fire me way more than Scott
Hold
Peterson.
on,
Hey, calm
hold
down.
on. We're gonna. Okay, so the worst airsoft injury is from a person that is not here right now. His name is Shano. He couldn't be with us today, but the person guilty of doing said shot was Scott.
Scott, get over
come
here.
Oh,
You're here.
you're never gonna let me live this down.
No.
No, you're not living it down.
So
a
Scotty
seat.
P, you guys remember him from the last MSJ live
Yeah.
session.
We're just talking about your favorite pistol, and you only had one.
I still have that only one.
It's my favorite one.
It's my
The only one.
Okay. So the worst airsoft injury he's guilty of producing, and the reason why it's not a great example of how we all make mistakes is because
We do.
Scott, why don't you just
Not that kind of
explain what you did, and we all can laugh about it.
There's not much to explain. It was just a stupid mistake.
He shot some dude's dick.
So he shot him in the dick.
He shot some dude's.
Like,
he gave him.
here's
He
the
has.
dick.
He had 2 penis heads after that.
Fire.
The other one welted up. So it was like a mini me penis head.
And how he did it
Right
was
over the
was
penis.
an accidental.
It was an accidental dick charge. I mean, discharge.
It was a AD when his finger should not have been on the trigger.
You were like,
Yeah, I
you
was just-
pulled the trigger on purpose, did you not?
I did. I was joking around when I should have.
See, this is why you guys have to always maintain that it's always loaded and ready to go.
Yeah.
You never know. But
Had
go
that
ahead.
been a real firearm?
loaded, and it was.
Had that been a real firearm,
It
it would have
went
been the
right into
most
Shano's penis.
heinous tragedy that anyone could have ever committed. Ever.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that joke instantly
Dick shot.
was not funny.
Hashtag dick shot.
He dropped to the ground and
He dropped to the ground, rolled around,
Only his
and
penis
yeah,
because it had grown another.
and he
head.
screamed, "Ow, my pee-pee."
It's very hard.
It got serious real quick, but then we realized that
No,
we laugh about it now. They are still friends.
Not really.
We still don't
No, they
know
are,
if
they
Shauna
are.
could have babies or not. We don't know if that's been affected.
Hey, Monith,
What up?
right here. Look, do you recognize that? You're getting a shout out.
Oh, Juan Uribe.
What up, Juan?
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, this is a very
You say
new
Juan?
member.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a Zert member.
Yeah, I just joined up.
Congrats. Gosh, people want to know how many times I've been shot in the crotch. You guys seen the videos.
Yeah.
You've heard me get
your-
shot at.
Your dick's a BB magnet.
It's like,
Yes,
again.
you guys. Yeah, I've gotten shot quite a bit. Fortunately for me, it still works.
Or so we hear.
Oh,
I don't want to verify.
but yeah. So these, now that I have assembled the crew, these guys are what you guys have called
New Avengers right here.
the CQBJs. I just call them my friends. Here's Andre ACF, Scotty P, Ushizi. Pop your head in a little bit more.
Hi.
Monith, Cheese, and then
Semi-auto Steve.
Semi-auto Steve. And there's one more person missing and a handful of others extended as well too are missing. They just couldn't be here today, and we're all kind of just hanging out.
Well, they weren't invited.
Go get your head in there if you're gonna talk.
But yeah, you know,
It'll look like my head's growing out of your mouth.
we're all kind of just hanging out, and this is the why we play airsoft. These moments where we are.
Oh, you're still bleeding.
Wow, wow. You know that's gonna live on the internet now.
Yeah, forever.
That's gonna live on the internet now.
We's friends.
He's gonna have kids. and
That's
like,
gonna live on the internet. Someone,
on this video.
please pause. No,
Yep.
no,
Have this live on the internet.
no.
Stop shooting with the dick.
Mr. Junk is my friend. He's my friend. Oh man. But yeah, see, we're all just a group of friends. Just want to have fun. We encourage you guys to have fun on the
That's what she
airsoft
said.
field.
Whoa.
Just have fun. That's the biggest thing. Remember why you play the game. Remember why you want to become a better shooter.
So
perfect. You know, and you can quote me on this now. Like videos are still gonna come up. It's still there. I've never stopped having passion for the sport. These guys can tell you, the people that I've seen on the field can tell you that we still love shooting. You know, we definitely love playing airsoft, love the camaraderie. You know, we just want to play airsoft. All right.
What's going on the Instagrams?
I don't know.
See if there's any good questions there.
Hold on.
Naked
So
questions?
no, not naked questions. Last time we did this, we did selfies. So
I remember.
So this is right now is Mickey Martin at what is it? Mickey Martin Photography
Yeah.
on Instagram. He sent me a picture. Great kid. Used to work at AEX Sacramento. He is, like I said earlier, a member of the MSJ SPG milsimjunkie Special Projects team. He has several of my guns, actually, AEGs, fixing on it. But later, maybe in a few moments, we'll do a selfie. So we'll all pose. And what I want you guys to do is take a picture with us. Take a picture with us. And shout out to Lydia Porter on Instagram.
Whoa! Someone got super excited.
She just texted me, so she's watching. If you guys don't know who that is, Lydia Porter is a veteran, Navy veteran as well too, and very awesome.
And Andre's woman crush every day.
Oh my gosh.
WCW.
He's got a big crush.
WCE.
She's a very positive influence in the gun industry, not only in the industry as a personality, but also as a positive role model, as a female as well too. So shout out to her. Thank you for joining. Hold on.
See you at next shot show. I'm going to the next one.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
But back to what I was saying earlier. We did MSJ Live Nation like a selfie together. So later on in the program, what we'll do is take a selfie or pose for you guys, and I want basically like this: just take a photo with us, and then hashtag MSJ Nation Live. And then tomorrow we'll see who tuned in. So I'm gonna put that on the screen right now. Oh, let me put the hashtag in there. Right? It's pretty cool, right?
The fact that you're using Comic Sans though bothers the shit out of me.
Hold on.
Like, what are you doing?
There. Happy now?
There we
so
go.
You guys later
Wow.
on, or take selfies with us during the program, and just use the hashtag on Instagram. And as long as your profile is public, I'll see it, and we'll be able to put something up. And Mickey Martin keeps sending me photos, taking selfies. Awesome. And
Mickey, you liar! I thought you left. What are you doing sending photos?
hey, he's watching right now. He's still, yeah.
He's with
Wow,
us.
he's on the go, watching it on the phone too.
Yeah.
I was watching the whole drive.
Wow.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank
That's
you.
very dangerous.
Yeah, that is.
I don't even remember the
That's
You might hit
responsible.
somebody in the dick with your
I literally haven't watched this at
They
all.
said don't text and drive. Scott's watching videos and driving at the same time.
All right, read a question and answer it. I'm gonna try to answer these.
Yeah, someone says use another font. Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. There's nothing with this one.
Hang on, I'm gonna scroll up over here. NB Mazur says no broken glasses this time.
No.
Hey,
Bob.
by the way, you still owe me for a glass. Thanks for who was that? I appreciate that.
I still owe him a glass. Yeah, I'm sorry.
NB, what NB? Scroll down. Scroll.
Hang on.
You're going too fast. I can't read that fast.
Oh my
Read it at
god.
fifth grade level.
Yes.
NB
Mazur.
Nora Bravo. Yeah,
Oh, look at it.
Nora boy.
His profile picture thing.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just being a pervert right now. How do you turn this on?
Trying to. Okay, let's see.
Ah. Why?
Okay, here's a question here. What is your favorite field, out of state field that you've played at? Well, for me, I haven't played at an out of state field. I only played in California, unfortunately. But you guys can go ahead and answer that while I go grab some water for myself.
Here, Steve.
Airsoft Battlegrounds.
It's not out of state. That's out of job.
Yeah.
It's an out of job field because You lost your job because of that.
There are so many fields. There's a lot of fields out there now where they all offer kind of a different experience. You know, the American milsim game at Broken Home, the field for Broken Home is an awesome field in general. It's generally used as a paintball field, but when they do use it for Broken Home, it's an awesome field. But that's a milsim experience, right? There's other CQB fields across the state and out of state, I should say, that are great too. I can't say there's just one because they all kind of offer their own unique experience. SS Airsoft, for example, is entirely themed, right? And that's in Georgia. And you know, there's other ones with, you know, different aspects out of different. They've got their own unique thing. I haven't played out of them all, so I can't really pick out just one that's my all-time favorite. I'm probably one. Some of these guys have played out of state too. Skydiving in milsim, I have skydived before. Skydove. Sorry.
Skydove.
But not for airsoft. I think that would be insane. I heard some people were doing it out of country. I would being able to do it out of country. I have not done it.
If it's disassembled, yeah, bro. You couldn't carry like a pistol on there.
No,
So
It's called a
no,
yeah. There's a name for it. I'm forgetting the name for it right now.
okay, so just tuned in now is Lydia Porter.
Yes.
What's going on?
Hola.
So she just tuned in. She just texted me right now. Hello, thank you for joining. I just got done telling these guys how much of a positive influence in the gun industry you are, and especially as a female. So thank you for joining. Thank you for following. Yes, you're awesome now that you're following Milsim Junkie.
You have to do the purple face though.
ACF.
Look at that smile. Oh my
ACF,
god.
I don't know.
Whoa. He's sit over here. Come over here.
He's crushing it. He's crushing it.
No, I'm good.
Take that. Let's just see him blush real quick. Come on.
can't.
Right here. He's like that dude from Big Bang Theory that can't talk to women unless he's drunk.
People want to know what gun Steve was holding just a second ago.
Hey, who's Moo Clan?
Why? What does he say?
I appreciate you noticing my fish tank. That's
There you
good
go.
stuff.
That's way back there. What the heck?
Well, I love the fishes because they're so delicious.
You ate some goldfish?
Uh,
How do you know that?
well, we already answered that question.
really
What
say.
What is Steve holding? Whose gun is that? Oh, that's yours. It was this guy's AR build.
I like how like ATF is about to raid my house.
They're only a couple blocks away. Everything's legal anyway.
Shh.
Whoa.
What is that?
It's a Q or two? Okay.
As long as you switch them.
Let's see. All right, let's move on to the next question. Maybe one or two more questions, and then we'll call it quits for tonight, guys. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, he feels the same way.
Gun Fanatics knows who she is. All right. Sorry,
Gun
guys.
Fanatics is on here. I
Yeah.
follow him on the Instagram. Wow, cool. What's up, guys?
Oh. Nothing.
I'm a gun fanatic.
Are you? All right. Wow. Mathalamus is away. I did see him the other day though. I did go work out with Mathalamus. That guy's a
Where's
beast.
Matt?
I don't know. All right. No, that's kind of I already answered that already.
What are you doing outside of airsoft?
What am I doing outside of airsoft?
There we go. Whoa. I was scared for that person's personal health if you didn't answer that question.
He's serious.
Chilling.
No, just we all have regular jobs. You know, we all I did do 100% full-time YouTube for a brief moment, and that was no, it wasn't a week. It was way more than a week. I did do it 100% for a little bit, and it was great. I did find a job that is able to supplement my habits, like airsoft, like real still shooting. So that's fine. Okay. So So Lidport, Lydia just asked, what do you guys like to shoot and why? Go ahead, you guys first, because I've been talking this whole time.
Anything and everything I can get my hands on, really. I like shooting. I haven't shot your 22 yet, but I did shoot your carbine, and that thing was awesome. I mean, it's a piece of history, and it's really fun to shoot. But personally, I shoot 7.62. I have an Romanian AK, and that's real fun. What?
You just sounded like that's real fun.
I shot an AK once. It was a blast. No, it's a lot of fun to shoot. I'm never satisfied. Like, I always want to shoot something new, something different. So anything I can shoot is fun to me.
I'm gonna say this only because it's my newest gun, I should say, and it's probably my I just finished an AR build. It's pretty fancy in the sense of
you fancy.
I'm fancy. No, it's pretty fancy compared to what I'm used to. So for me, that's just a new rep, right? So but that's real steel. Airsoft wise, my favorite gun to shoot is probably going to be the AK. Even though you guys see me use the M4 a lot, M4 platform a lot, it's probably the AK what I have the most fun with.
Is that the one that Steve somehow got a staple into?
Look, man.
Yes, that's the same AK.
I came to the field, sans staples.
Sure.
But there was a staple in the hop-up, in the hop-up chamber. How did it get in there?
Do you think I'm David Blaine? Like, I just, Doctor Strange the goddamn staple all up into your...
No, but you're also Steve, and you have this uncanny...
Thank you, gun fanatics. Thank you.
People's guns.
I don't know what it is. Okay, so for those who might not know, I have a really, really bad history with borrowing people's weapons.
Mainly ours.
I borrowed his MP5 once that, in my defense, was previously broken by this guy and was JB welded by that guy. I'm using it on the field, and it just comes into two pieces. Foregrip is in my front hand, and the rest of the gun in this hand, and somehow that was my fault.
If you guys want to stress test a gun, give it to Steve. He's pretty good.
I'll stress test.
Don't do that. You won't get a gun back.
You'll get it in pieces.
But here's the crazy thing: he brought the gun back in two pieces and got pissed off at me.
I didn't get pissed off at you.
You were like, "Bro, you got fucking broke on me."
I got fucking killed because of it. No, yeah, and then I borrowed this guy's AK, and I'm like, dude, this isn't shooting. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, there's a staple.
There's a staple in the hop-up.
I don't know. I
didn't bring the staple. I'm not like some nefarious character that's like, drop a staple into the hop-up. Who else's gun did I break? Did I break anyone else's gun?
Well, I don't let you borrow my gun.
Last time when we went up to that house to play test that field, it's just not that.
Oh,
I break the gun.
416.
People's guns go down while in my care.
Stress test.
I'm like shooting it, and then done. Something happens. So I don't know. My guns are all fine under my
favorite gun. Shoot and why?
Like a real gun?
Sure, whatever.
Pretend gun.
Yeah, pretend gun if you want. Airsoft, whatever.
Pretend gun. 1987 cap gun. Okay,
Steve?
Revolver.
I would say my favorite is, well, I just finished AR build just like Arwen did. But it's still the AK for me. I like the AK a lot. And then favorite airsoft gun is, I always come back to, yes, my MP7.
Mm-hmm.
It's made of magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been fantasizing about shooting 12 gauge for a while now. But that's only because like recently, this past New Year's,
That would be so awesome.
he took us to
Gonna
a
happen.
field, privately owned, and we did some skeet shooting out there, and I really fell in love with skeet shooting. And 12
Skeet,
gauge.
skeet?
Skeet.
Skeeter.
Aside from that, I'd say for me, I love my SKS. 7.62x3.9. I just finished an AR build too as well.
My God, it's like we're friends.
Man, I need to get on this AR build stuff.
And then just functionality.
I think I'll just get an MP7 in about probably like 6 months.
I think it's probably gonna overtake my love for my SKS. But aside from that, 9mm, and then as far as airsoft gun, the Elite Force CQC.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh,
I've run
yeah.
I love that one.
thousands of rounds through it, and it
That's
still hasn't
round. Got it.
Still hasn't broken yet. Well, I think it broke once, but it was a really quick, easy fix with their medic kit that they sell.
Moneth,
Favorite.
whatever you want to.
Wow.
Favorite gun. Shoot, man, there's a lot, man. I'm a huge avid shooter. But I think my core favorite
I'm
gun
not.
is still my AR-10. I mean, I just love that thing to death.
Yeah, you do. Just FYI, guys, if you ever play video games with him, don't. See, he laughed from
This guy.
outside.
Oh my god. All
I
right.
was gonna say, I can shoot real guns. I can't play video games to save my
So
life.
years ago, we were playing Battlefield 3 when it first came out. We were super hyped on it. And we were like,
let him sit right here, real
yes,
quick.
yes.
I just want
It's
everyone
gonna be a
to
roast,
see the most useless player at Battlefield
I
in the
cannot-
history.
We're playing
Of
Rush,
Xbox
and we're like,
Live.
oh, we need to attack the MCOM. Okay, we got someone else. Okay, I'm rolling up in the tank with Fu. And then this guy's running around, just assault medic, just like, reviving people. End of the game, right? We win. Like, we have like 25 kills, like 4 deaths. Another person, 18 kills, like 3 deaths. Moneth, 1 kill, no deaths. He's like, guys, I sniped someone from like 500 meters away. It was awesome. It's like, what a tribute, like, or what a help to the team.
In my defense, I play Halo very well. But I can shoot guns real well. But I can't play Battlefield to save my life. So, yeah.
got you from afar, dude.
I got you, bro.
1 in 58.
Hey, but in my defense,
Hey,
when
I
we're
was
playing,
1 in
I call
18,
targets,
but-
okay? So, I'm calling targets.
Yeah.
But hey,
He has
There's a
the
jet
most
behind
recorded spotting ribbons out of anyone who ever played Battlefield ever.
Hey,
That's
it's-
all he does.
it's a team effort, man. Somebody's got to look out for
Someone's
me.
got to take the 1 in 58 for the team.
Yeah.
I got, somebody's got
Worst
to watch
player
everybody's
ever
back
from
and call out
Battlefield.
targets.
He lifts all of us up by pulling himself down.
Shout out to Gun Fanatics who just sent me his picture of his Arsenal arms. Look at that.
Oh, that is nice.
Ooh,
I like it.
boom. If you guys aren't following Gun Fanatics, you guys definitely need to.
Yes.
Huge following. Great person to hang out with. You remember him when we hung out with them at the SHOT Show.
Oh yeah.
Him and ooh, I'm totally blanking out right now. I'm not even gonna try to butcher it. But yeah, we hung out and good guy. All around good person. Always, if you guys want into Glock porn or not Glock porn, gun porn.
Whoa.
Gun.
Whoa.
I said Glock. Gun porn. Go check out Gun Fanatics.
Block porn.
But yeah, so shout out to him. Yeah. All right. So what other stuff can we answer here real quick?
Thank you, DJ Gregory. Thank you. Appreciate that.
We've kind of in our ramblings kind of answered almost all the questions.
RC Lewis says, what about Call of Duty?
Thank you, that's what it was.
Got him.
What is your favorite airsoft environment? Oh, okay. So I guess this is a question of, is it field or CQB or, scenario based, I guess. Oh, hold on. Tim from Epic Panda. I wish I had, it's in my phone.
Tim.
Yeah,
Shout out
Long
to,
time no
to-
see,
to
buddy.
Tim. Great kid as well too. Huge success on the patches. I handed out a handful of them, actually a lot of them at SHOT Show this past year, and his patches are everywhere. The guys from Centurion Arms has them. Nikki Ray has them. She liked the Boba Fett one, FYI.
I like the Wolverine one. That one was
Yeah.
really cool.
But yeah, shout out to Tim. He's doing some quality work. Great guy. Big airsofter as well too. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, bro. I appreciate that. But okay, back to the question. What is your favorite airsoft environment? Let's start with Steve.
I like an environment that's like non-linear, that you could take a lot of paths to, fling people. I really like, that's part of the reason why I really like to play at what's the name of it? It's been so long since I played out there. Help me out.
What are we
Outdoor
talking-
field.
Oh, West Coast Adventure.
West Coast Adventure Park.
Got it.
WCAP, yes. it's awesome because it's a workout, like playing there. Like your legs and your glutes and your calves will be sore at the end of the day because there's a lot of hills.
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling.
And it's huge. So the ability to just go completely just off map almost and just come around your enemy is real fun. But I mean, I really like it. It depends on what you're in the mood for. Like the fast paced, aspect of playing CQB, playing indoors, things like that. That's real cool. I like that because you're always, whenever you get hit, and I think it kind of helps curb cheating because if you get hit, you're back in the fight like pretty soon. Like if you play at an outdoor field, you might see a little bit more cheating because the person doesn't want to walk the 6.5 minutes it might take them to get back to spawn. But it all depends on the field and how they handle the rules. If like someone is allowed to maybe like wait a couple minutes to spawn in place, that might help curb the cheating. But I guess it's all in the mood. And I really don't like playing outdoors in like the sweltering heat, like in the dead of summer.
He doesn't.
I'll go back into indoors.
No, Andre doesn't.
And then in winter, yeah, maybe get out there in the nice cool air and play out there. So what about you?
No, let's go to the other
Let's
guys
go,
first.
Juan.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I like playing at. I'm with Steve on this one. I like playing at all sorts of different fields, man, outdoor, indoors, I'll say. But I say the places I have a lot more fun in, probably more urban environments, just because I love being able to run around with just a pistol and a rubber knife.
That is true.
that
is
true.
very true.
It's one of my little things. I just enjoy it, just because, like I said before, you'll get guys rocking $1,000 guns and stuff, and it's nothing better than just sneaking up behind them with a rubber knife and saying, "You're dead, bro."
Bang. All right, Dre.
I've always been a fan of more of the close quarters, just the instant action. Just, I do like the outdoor type of feel too as well. I just get really too tired. Yeah, especially if it's hot. Some of the guys that went, or I went with these guys that went to SoCal, and man, it was just all the gear on. I almost passed out.
He did. We had to literally
Give him CPR.
And outdoors, you tend to trip a lot more.
Yeah.
You tend to fall
Yeah,
and
you hurt yourself
bite
a
it
lot.
a lot more.
Yeah.
Face planting.
Yeah.
Right to the food. Typical Scott.
Peterson, that's anything waterborne.
She said, "Stop biting your nails, bro."
I was okay.
And she called you Andres.
That's all right. She can call me whatever she wants.
Whoa!
Don't make an exception.
Oh God!
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. He bites his nails when he's nervous, Lydia. It's it's okay.
I guess it's time for me to answer. Favorite environment to play in? I think I'm most comfortable in the CQB environment, close quarters. And I didn't realize it until now. And I can kind of answer other questions here. Is because when I play airsoft, I don't tend to wear these glasses. I wear these glasses because I am nearsighted, and so CQB allows me to play comfortably without having a need of glasses. So in a close quarter environment, room clearing, within a short distance, I'm able to play effectively. Now, when I do play outdoors, like West Coast Adventure Park, obviously my role changes, and I'm not the guy that's going to be the precision shooter like Monith is, apparently. I'm more of the assaulter, the guy that's going to go after the objective, or the guy that's going to defend the objective, or what have you. So, I find that I'm most comfortable in a CQB, a close quarter environment, and that's a preference. But that type of environment I find very comfortable in. I'm very not a force multiplier. I'm just very comfortable playing in that environment. That's the biggest thing.
I'm gonna say MSJ is a force multiplier.
I've learned to be quicker.
You're surprisingly fast, even when you were bigger. Like, I remember playing a zombie game, and I was chasing you, and I was like, "Holy fuck, this dude's moving!" Like, what?
Hey, you know what? When I just pretended it was real.
You were very fleet of foot. Like,
Yeah.
just,
Those are
zombie games,
I
man.
miss the zombie
Wow.
Yeah, man.
See, you guys are unlocking these memories for us that bring up some good times, and I hope that kind of stuff you guys unlock. It unlocks for you guys as well too, because just play, you know. Monith, try it. Yes, Monith is trying to flex in the
Oh, are
back.
you back there?
Yes!
I'm there, dude.
Oh man. Favorite optic. I guess the basic optic that I use now is just a standard red dot, whether it's kind of a clone of a SRS or a clone of a T1. That's what I'm using now. But for the longest time, I was an iron sight shooter.
Yeah.
I'll let these guys chime in.
Right now I use a replica EOTech. I think it's XPS 2. And I mean, I guess it's whatever you feel comfortable with. I mean, I like that. It has a pretty clear sight picture. I've had it for like a year now, and it works pretty well for me. I mean, I used to have an aim point replica, but like I had some problems with it. A lot of these, I mean, I don't even know what the brands are. I just buy them online and or trade someone else. So I've never really paid much attention to what optics I'm putting on my guns. I mean, if it's got a clear dot and I can adjust it somewhat to where I can kind of get it around where the BB's going, you know, I mean, there's no exact in airsoft. There's no such thing as exact or precision. You know, you can only get as close, you know, as you want, you know, but there's no actual precision in airsoft. You're always going to get BBs flying around, you know. So, yeah, I don't think optics are as important as the player, you know, behind the gun.
We're talking real still or airsoft for optics?
Whichever, bro.
Whichever, yeah. I mean, if you're too busy flexing back there, you didn't understand the question.
Hey guys.
Hey guys,
Want to show you my delts and my claps.
I'm not gonna be like.
Oh wow,
Oh,
just that
wow.
one arm.
So my favorite optics to run are generally you think with the 1 to 4 and 1 to 6 power for both airsoft and.
Because you blind as fuck.
I am blind. Generally, when I'm playing, I'm not using the glasses, so the magnified optics help out a little bit more. And that's pretty much it for my rifles. And then just iron sights.
I personally run the cheapest crap I can find. I've had about 4 different optics shot out on me.
Yes.
There was one that happened on a specific night. I won't name the team. Private game.
I know what you're talking about already.
And I think I've mentioned it in the earlier before about this specific team. But anyways, because man, replacing those, especially for airsoft, it just isn't cost effective for me. Yeah. So I'll keep my.
How many BBs were inside the optic by the time?
6.
Oh
I still
my
remember
god!
6.
I was like, that's like what I talked about earlier. If you shoot an airsoft gun that shoots faster
Yeah.
than a goddamn minigun
Yeah.
from the movie Predator, you're doing something wrong.
Style wise, though, I do like the EOTech.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
It's probably been one of my favorites next to the just your standard reflex sight. But aside from that, just cheapest stuff I can find that has a dot.
All right, so some of you guys said let's do a 3-hour one. No, I think we've run longer than I've expected, and this exceeded my expectations.
You had to wait for me. Guys, you're running late.
I want to say thank you guys for tuning in and allowing me just to talk and gathering these guys and giving us a forum and just listening. I want to say thank you to the 40 to 50 people of you guys that tuned in. Thank you for allowing me to do that, and thank you for watching and continually watching and thinking I'm entertaining. And I'll do my best to get a new video out for you guys. I know a lot of you guys are asking where we're going to be playing next. I think it might be GamePod next weekend.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. We got Rally the Troops. And,
I'm thinking GamePod next Sunday.
I think I'll bring some of my guys out there from.
Okay, there you go. So if you guys wanted an early advance of where we might be, GamePod, Combat Zone. Shout out to Craig. That's in Antioch, California.
Hey, Greg. Hope you're watching. If not, see you next time.
Majority of us will be there. So I'm gonna try to rally the troops and we'll head out there to go play. But yeah, guys, a new video. Expect to hit your faces soon. And I just really do appreciate the time. And thanks for listening. But like I said, before we leave, we do one epic selfie.
Hey guys, get in here.
We need the guys. So just to preface, grab your camera phone. If you guys have Instagram, definitely use the hashtag that you see on the screen, MSJ Nation Live. So basically, we'll all pose, and all you guys take a selfie with us. And I'll give you an example that people have been,
you're gonna pull me off the chair.
that some people have been doing or sending earlier. So, you know, take a picture. That's basically what Andre's doing right now.
Mhm. Or you can just take a smelfie. Oh, nasty. No.
Shout out to Airsoft in Washington. We're gonna post for a quick second or two, and you guys basically take a selfie with us, and then on Instagram, tag the photo, hashtag or pound tag MSJ Nation Live. I'll see it as long as your your profile is public. And yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. And we're gonna try to do. I don't know. Do you guys want to keep doing these, or as kind of a every other odd month or whatever, something regular? We'll figure out something. But it's definitely been some time.
We should do another one, like one of those photo booth challenges where we just mess around with the effects and just make each other laugh.
Yeah,
like we used to do at my old apartment.
Where we basically roast on each other. All right, guys. So grab your camera phones out, get ready, and we're gonna pose for you guys, or well, let's snap. All right, on the count of 3, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Hold it.
Oh yeah, get your camera phones out. All right, we're done. So hopefully that you guys caught it. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, MSJ Nation, and it's been a blast. To everybody in the chat window, to everybody, all old friends, new and old, thank you. If you guys need to reference this video, it'll be up immediately following this, and hopefully I've answered all your questions. All right, guys. Peace out.
Bye, guys.